Step lively now. Your admiral is on board. To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. Remember where you came from. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Welcome everyone. We are now live with our first game of the day, our first series, ESL 1 Hamburg 2019, our SEA closed qualifiers. We have 2 matches concurrent, but we're going to be following the Boom Esports, which they've changed their name to, haven't they?
Yes, it used to be Boom ID, now it's Boom Esports on Wikipedia, but they're still Boom ID, so I'm really happy that they're keeping their old name.
Yeah, we had a discussion about that. Oh, I guess it is working. There we go. Versus Geek Fam, but thank you guys for tuning in here, as we've already got the first 2 picks underway, and already Invoker Kunkka.
Wait, what's your name? I don't know you. Who the fuck are you?
I don't know who I am either. I am...
Sorry, actually, I apologize for that. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize, my bad.
I am Secret Strike. Joining me is...
The Swordfish.
DS Wordfish. How you
there
doing?
was another man who was swearing here on the stream.
Yeah.
Don't man. Don't include him.
He's been
muted.
taken outside, muted. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm very excited because I'm getting to watch the new Geek Fam. We saw this announcement earlier, and this is I mean, Geek Fam has done this before. They get a superstar squad of some of the best SEA players. This is similar, I would say. You get some of the talent that's gone a bit international, like Ryoya, for example, who played, in Beast Coast recently, using his dual nationality. You include Dubu, who was playing in Fnatic recently. Of course, Cuckoo, that came from TNC. Everyone knows him. Then Raven, the carry, and Jever, which will actually be... He's actually one of the first Indonesian players to actually make it internationally. Or when I say international, I mean within other SEA countries. Whereas Boom ID is a completely Indonesian team, and they were one of the first Indonesian teams to kind of make it out of here. In fact, Boom ID is a great joke because ID obviously stands for Indonesia in this case, right?
Yes.
But there's a massive meme. I was like, what does the ID stand for, right? Is it identification of Boom? Is it Boom India? And then people started saying Boom is the best team in India, clearly, even though they're all Indonesian. One of my favorite memes in the genre. Anyway, Boom ID, completely Indonesian team. They bring the Dota to Indonesia, I would say, together with Rex Reg and Kaon. Back in the day, they were the 2 big teams that were starting to come out of the region. Now these guys are making it into the big SEA qualifiers. Excited to see them in ESL. Geek Fam still taking one of their players away, but much more of an international SEA team. And I would say a lot of prospects. A lot of people are hoping for these guys to do very well.
Yeah, I'd agree. Brand, one of the newest rosters here after the roster swaps that was announced. A lot of people were looking forward to it, especially people that follow the SEA scene. They're also playing in a few other leagues going on right now. I think they're still in that building stage of, learning how to play together. So hopefully they've hammered out some of those issues here. This is upper bracket, so the format of this is all best of 3s until the final.
Which is a best of 5?
Yes, which is going to be a best of 5. Then we're going to have a... So it's double elimination, right? With only 4 teams. So the teams will get at least one chance here. So getting knocked or losing this match is not going to be the be-all, end-all for them. So they might still get a chance here to move on. In any case, all of our bans here are actually looking still pretty standard. I think the 2 standout bans, 3 really standout bans to me here, are going to be the Night Stalker, the Keeper of the Light, and the Axe. So all on the side of Boom ID.
Grimstroke.
Coddle has been something we've been seeing a little bit more recently. That's the ult to the Ignis is very annoying to deal with in the middle of team fights. Can really disrupt, especially early on. It's so hard to deal with.
The buff to Coddle, and actually, Night Stalker and Coddle to me were the biggest winners of the latest patch. Teams now have had more time to practice this patch. These heroes better. The buff to Coddle, I would say, was even maybe bigger than Night Stalker. Night Stalker's dominant in the lane, but Coddle had a lot of issue of I want all the levels and I'm a support. How do I have enough experience to win? Now with the change to Blinding Light, you get 1 point in Blinding Light.
Beastmaster.
Very similar to how Bane used to be played maybe 2 years ago when his Enfeeble still took away your damage. So very effective hero. I like that they're banning them. These teams, I like this meta. I think it's much more of the older meta shaped with the sprinkling in of the last patch. Seems like these teams have practiced enough. And Boom ID also has a pretty strong lineup with its own synergy, right? You have the Grimstroke together with the Beastmaster, double Primal Roar, pretty easy to use. Gyrocopter that takes advantage as well of this early game potential that Beastmaster gives you to both attack or farm. This versatility in the lineup is very useful. The Earthshaker as well takes advantage of Grimstroke, forcing you to stay together as a team, literally, with his Echo Slam dealing more damage. Fissure can also be brutal at blocking some of the heroes like Kunkka, for example, who depend on your own mobility. I think Boom ID is a pretty solid lineup, a lot of synergy between them. Whereas Geek Fam, a lot of global presence, team fight and catch, but more of the general tactic idea rather than the intricate synergy between the heroes. Also, is it Invoker Quaswex, I want to say?
Yeah, I think it's got to be, especially with the Kunkka and the Naga. I mean, you could still maybe... Would you think it's still a mid-invoker?
I mean, No, honestly, I was Quaswex Invoker support for sure, but yeah, I don't know what I said. I meant to say support, but in my mind I just went Quaswex.
Yeah.
Kunkka could be offlane, Naga-Siren could be carry, and then put Invoker mid, but Kunkka's also a hero that a lot of people have been saying is a standout hero this patch, even though he hasn't got any buffs. There's the... It reminds a lot of people of how the TA used to play, because TA used to be the thing that most of our matchups are pretty decent. Even the matchups that are bad, you recover nicely by going to jungle, so no big deal. Kunkka is actually kind of similar. He gets to stack Ancients with a Torrent at 58 seconds. He is able to recover nicely in jungle with Tidebringer as well. Most matchups for Kunkka are kind of decent, except for the maybe Pugna plus Huskar. OD, the big counter, yes. And Pugna, even though once you hit level 6, it kind of swifts around as well. So I expect to see a lot of this hero in this patch, especially by players who like to be flashy in the mid lane. The flashier you like to be, the better Kunkka is, because he's the hero that both enables an easy laning stage and outplaying your opponents, which is rare in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, elephants in the room so far unaddressed might be the recent changes, and the AA pick maybe getting involved there as well, but no contention of the Alchemist yet. Do you think that's on any of the team's minds right now?
The Alch. With the Ancient Apparition out of the pool, Boomid can definitely not pick it up, and I wouldn't see it too much in Geek Fem's lineup. Because then you still have the Kunkka offlane, which I'm not loving. Because you're running Kunkka against a Gyro. If that's the case, right, if that would be the option. I don't love the Kunkka in the offlane against Gyro, because you're up against Rocket Barrage can really hurt you. Most of Gyrocopter's damage early is magical, so you don't take advantage of Kunkka's high base armor, which is one of his biggest traits. I would just like to see the typical Kunkka bit Invoker support here. And then see an offlaner here that can deal with a Gyrocopter. I just don't know what. Perhaps a Centaur. Not that he does too well against Gyro, but just because he's a pretty solid pick here. Try melee core with a Centaur with the help of Invoker as well is nice. I'm just a big fan of the Centaur as well. He's always my default pick for the offlane. If I don't know what to pick, it's gone Centaur. He does so many things well.
The last ban from Geek Fam is going to be the OD, so maybe they're trying to set it up for a Kunkka mid lane.
Yeah.
Maybe now showing their hand here.
I mean, even if it's not, you stop.
It's now going to be the mid Kunkka for sure, almost.
Yeah. Like, it's just like a really good ban, right? Because
definitely.
Worst case, you think Boomid doesn't get a pretty good hero that goes well with their lineup. And best case, you don't let Kunkka die, right? Now, does Boomid go for the Huskar? I don't think that's a good idea here. You have against Naga, Huskar against the Kunkka's good in lane, but then still gets crushed. I don't think the hero's too good this patch either. What do you pick up here for the mid lane against the Kunkka? You could go for the TA, we talked about it already.
Storm Spirit!
Okay.
I like the Storm. It's a hero that can kind of like jump on these backline supports. The Invoker and AA going to be a little bit vulnerable, being a bit squishier. Of course, if you can get the Invoker to expend his spells on the diving Storm, that might be useful. He won't have those for a fight. Good damage. Does pretty well against the Kunkka as well, because he has to get up. You can, at level 3, there's a pretty big power spike on the Storm Spirit, so make sure to watch for that, because you can, you end up doing about 300 damage with like 100 mana on the Storm, which is insane with a combo if you can get that off, so.
It's the Storm Spirit I like here as a pick for Boomid because you have a pretty good matchup in the lane against the Kunkka. Harassment's annoying, so you lose the regen battle most of the time. But he's a melee hero. Any melee hero against Storm means hello remnants. You know, you hit all the remnants. The catch as well on Geek Fem is kind of inconsistent. You have 2 roots, which are fine, but Storm can evade at least one of them. Cold Snap won't stop you from Bolt Lightning once you hit level 3. And Ancient Apparition and Kunkka cannot stop a Storm. So you require some sort of consistent catch in the late game, perhaps some sort of Hex to get the Storm proper. I like the Geek Fam lineup, but the Storm pick is really good. I also want to mention though on the Geek Fam lineup, something I love is that Sheffer did used to play for a while back in the day as the mid laner. So he actually was known for Storm. So back on RRQ, he changed to support like quite a while ago, but he used to play mid lane. So he's not someone that's completely new to the Invoker, right? It's very similar to the power of MSS on Newbie, right? Because MSS played so many positions, and he's also a veteran. He has a bit more versatility. He's better on heroes like Invoker because that was his nature to begin with.
Right.
So it's better than having someone like that as opposed to a pure support playing the Invoker who might have learned it for this patch, but is not so skilled.
No, yeah, definitely. He's going to be those small differences that really start to make a difference at the higher levels of Dota. You know, like pull out these 3 orbs to get more regen, more damage. More, you know, like that's something that maybe a newer player would have.
Exactly. It's one of the, especially Invoker. It's not even muscle memory. I think that you actually have to do finger exercises for the guy. Like Invoker and Tinker, you don't do finger exercises, you will get cramps right after the game. It is going to happen. You're playing a best of 3 here. You start with Invoker. This is, woo, I believe in their courage, man.
Absolutely. So we are now in the map here for game number 1.
Excited. So excited to watch this new Geek fan, man. When you told me this was the matchup we're casting today, Seek, I
do not
had
thank
nothing to do with the cats meowing.
It's true. Yes, that's absolutely true. In fact, the cats have no problem sleeping. We've got one right next to us. So if you hear any meows, that is not DS wordfish. It's actually a cat.
It might be me.
It might be him.
50%
yeah,
meows.
50-50. You never know with this guy. 4-man smoke. Might find someone here. It might be the Shaker. They're going to throw down a ward. It won't scout him out yet as the smoke will break Shaker. No, he's going to be alright. He's got boots. There's no way they're catching him, actually. Classic position for Shaker.
Yeah, Geek Fam seems to make out of here alive. How many resources did they introduce this? Put Nagasar into the top lane. I think this is fine for Geek Fam. It depends on how quick the rotation is. Yeah, we're always seeing Storm Mikoto considering this. Raven doesn't want to steal the rune. They're gonna just play this safe. Oh, this is great. This is used to show.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, I think it was the all chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Scam all chatted it. Yeah, very nice addition. Thank you, Autumn Update.
Thank you, Ice Rock.
Yeah.
Be blessed.
Don't forget to subscribe to Dota Plus.
Indeed. And Dota Plus, if you want to sponsor us, we are poor.
It's true.
That's a great confirmation. The start here for Geek Fem is pretty nice. You have a Nagasiren that can blast it properly together with the Ancient Apparition. A lot of damage in this lane. The extra illusions allow you to last it quite efficiently, and Ancient Apparition puts a ridiculous amount of harass into the lane. That's why Trimo's also controlling the lane well with Earthshaker. You don't often see these visions anymore.
Yeah,
It's not as common.
Bring it up. This creep now kind of meets right around up here.
Yep.
Like naturally. This is where it'll just meet, so generally.
Or sometimes you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Basically, under the tower they go.
So the thing is, you don't really have much damage to apply. It's only level 1 Beast Master. Once you get the aura though for the inner beast, then you get the enchant totem. This vision can get Raven can only really move. That's the only escape path. Despite your high movement speed, you'll still be caught out. Raven will just have to go for early boost. You'll need the extra lancing potential of Nagasiren, but you can movement speed.
Fisher catching her tail out. Maybe caught a fish. Unable to net her. Something to watch is actually mid lane. As he starts to stack up these bracers. Looks like he actually didn't start with any of the items for one. They went out of the gate. So he's got one queued up so far, but he needs to get his bottle first. So that magic resist really going to come in handy here for the Storm's overcharge, overload, I mean.
And the static remnants.
Yes, yes.
Actually very useful, honestly. Storm is a hero that does a lot of bits and damage, right? So the bracers can actually mean a lot in the long run of the lane. The extra strength is not bad as well for As I mentioned earlier, he's a hero that has a pretty good strength game, but his biggest asset in the early is this nice armor and stuff. Storm doesn't care too much about that. Interesting early level onto Vortex. We see this much more commonly on Storms.
This is the combo I'm talking about. He wants him to come forward. He's like not really daring him to come forward, but if he does, it's an easy combo every time. Like I said, 300 magic damage for something like 130 mana at level 3. That with one battle sip, you can do that over again. It's a really good combo. It's not super easy to execute. A good player not gonna want to get too close to it. Something like that is.
No, he's just
denying under the tower. There we go. That was the combo. Yeah. So it's really consistent. It's a great setup. So much harass damage on a Kunkka especially. Who's used to being on the other end of dealing out harassment. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, he's melee as well, so it's not really the point of positioning is mutant. You can't really position yourself better. I like the little change. You get a bit of stuns in the early, so you can stop EPs. Electric Vortex is actually not bad if you go for a much earlier storm. You try to catch up kills as close to farm. And the extra harassment in lane. Like a lot of storms nowadays are prioritizing the lane. It used to be the case maybe 3 years ago. The storm was, it's fine if you lose the lane, you recover afterwards. Now, not the case. Oh.
That combo we're talking about, damage. Level 2 overload, not enough though. So the Remnant will scare him off. Actually misses the attack uphill, unfortunately. Makoto.
Good bits of damage, but you're fighting against a Kunkka Tiger.
Yeah, I know, it's really scary. You know, he's sure you get your second level in Overload, but I think what he's got is second level in Tiger. So amount of damage to the gang comes through. Beautiful fissure. Ryoya might just leave out the first real blood here. I don't know, first blood.
What are you going?
Listen,
what
it's
are you
first
going
blood.
for?
First
Oh,
blood.
God.
We've done it. Makoto, well done. Well played.
Join us today in the ESL channel as we join Seek and Stork in his journey to beat the speech impediment he was still working with.
It's like the electric company, you know? Oh, that's an American.
I have never. You mean like the ones that provide light?
No. Okay, never mind. There's a good Simpsons bit on it. It's very funny.
Is that an animation short?
Yeah, it's like a kid's thing where they teach him how to speak. It's like a public.
Never heard of all these things you're talking about. I've never heard of
fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry. I'm kidding. I do know what this is exactly what you're talking about. I'm just pulling your leg.
No way. Oh, yeah. In your dream.
That's the concern I had with Kuku. That wait, top two. No. That's I just saw him going on the Beastmaster, but Beast is pretty good. The concern you have with Underlord is what damage are you losing here with the Atrophy? Pretty much done. Rocket Barrage is the main source of damage on the Gyrocopter. Underlord's not the best hero against the Gyro. Trading hits against him is fine, but once he gets 2 points in Rocket Barrage, he can start to be a real threat. Grimstorm can threaten these kills. You must actually go to the Kuku, and now the whole missile is hard targeted. They want to get the off. Here's the whole missile. Now they work well. They make sure this combination happens, but it's a stack stun. Instead they go for Shepard. He's your target. He heals a lot, but that was Orb with me perfectly fine here as Geek Fam get away unscathed.
Look how halfway through they go, screw this, get the kid. As Underlord proving to be a bit too tanky there. Nice tornado there to interrupt us, making sure that they didn't get off the full suite of Earthshaker stuns. This is mid lane, Fissure to block off a revenge kill.
Shepard now trying to have some experience here. Important as the Storm will actually be kicked out by this kid. This is actually a very useful time for Shepard to get the levels he really needs as an Invoker. Already went for the Ring of Basilius. His build is doing perfectly fine. You don't really need any extra items, honestly, in the Invoker once you get that Urn of Shadows, which is also close by. But you're looking for a bit more levels. Cuckoo. Here comes the homing missiles. Yes, just perfect for the Rocket Barrage to do its full damage and murder this fat Uber.
Oh, that's an Arcane Rune on the Storm Spirit. That's a very scary moment if you're a Kunkka. We'll at least drop the X, but look at all of this magic damage. Oh, the X is perfect. I don't think he's going to be able to catch the magic. He might be able to turn Suffer with the Tornado EMP combo. The tower is going getting a few hits in here, burning off all the mana perfectly into the Torrent as well. Trying to turn and fight his Makoto, but faced by 3 enemy heroes, there's no escape for him. Good rotations coming out from Geek Fan there.
My man Ryoya with the discipline there. Do you see how long it took him to use the extra spot? Because he was like, nah, he still has mana, he can still evade this. I cannot taunt him just yet. I want to make sure the X is just right. It's just right. Takes down to quite a lot of health. He had the magic one, and he played that perfectly. Gets the counter on the Storm.
Yep.
Good rotation by Geek Fan. Ryoya. That was very good. Very impressed by these small plays more so than impressed by the big tactical fights, you know, because this takes an iron will. When you're being harassed, you go, nope, I know how to play this properly.
Cool, calm, cool, and collective, you might even say.
Yes, collective specifically. That's exactly what I would say. A collective of good Ryoyas is what you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's actually what Geek Fam is. A collective of really good
Of geeks.
No, these people are actually very buff. I've seen them. I've seen their pictures. Yeah. They all go to the gym. It's not like you don't want to mess with them.
What's the CSGO copy pasta? You wouldn't talk crap at LAN, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. You wouldn't talk crap about Geek Fam at all. They're a family of geeks that just
Yeah.
But they're almost as good at fighting as they are good at Dota. Their biggest strength, thank God, because that's what their job is. And here we're seeing some really good rotation by these guys. They're acquiring the space from Raven, which is how you usually play with this guy, right? He's just a farmer. He's what he does. He farms, he wins you the game halfway through. You're putting enough pressure so that the Gyrocopter can't participate in too many early engagements, even with his Wraith Band build, which is what he wants to do. And currently, just staving them off, making sure that your cores get farmed, and acknowledging that the Kunkka early on is just a bit more effective than the Storm Spirit.
Tranquil Boots already up on the Shaker. Almost got enough gold here for the Soul Ring as well. So going for that standard build. I presume, there's the Soul Ring purchased. I presume he's going to go straight into the Aghanim Scepter after. Maybe a Force Staff if they need it. Could be good against the Naga Siren, but I think she's going to be in the jungle farming a bit too much. It's 2-man smoke. Top lane to try and find the Beastmaster here. He's holding on to the Roar. I don't think he's going to get a chance to use it. Look at that damage. That Shark, not even necessary.
This is the ideal situation. I like to call this delivery farm, right? Because Raven doesn't want to leave his lane. He's performing safely.
Yes.
Instead, they bring a kill to him,
Yes.
as they're doing in the bottom lane to the Gyrocopter as well. More delivery. His grab drive is so efficient.
Oh,
He's going to be brought down here easily. There's a good chain stun there.
DHL delivery here for In Your Dream.
Oh, right, of course.
Yes.
I forgot that's actually Shell sponsor.
Yes.
Thank God. Beautiful target.
Absolutely. We might get to see some more shipments here soon, as I presume we're going to get some more farm delivered, especially on the Storm Spirit. Once he gets that level 12, he's going to be able to freely zip zap around more.
Exactly. The Gyrocopter is an ideal target because he deals so much damage early. Naga's fine. She can actually fight early, but right now she needs to have a little bit more control. In fact, they're controlling her now. Silenced up, and they kill her off now. They have the fissure. They do put her in a bad spot. Raven's tanking this up. The motion actually turns her around. Onto the Beastmaster. It's going to be FBZ who goes down. Raven, what were you trying to do there exactly? As he continues to farm.
I didn't catch the beginning of that engagement. Did he just try and farm that wave?
He was, Raven?
Yeah.
No, he's farming the wave. Raven was fine. It's just that he was farming, attacking the tower, and they went and TP'd it. No problem. He doesn't care. He has a great amount of armor. The physical damage doesn't work. He went for triple Wraith Hand build, which means good luck trying to kill this Naga Siren in lane.
How much armor is that? 15 armor here. 10-minute rinse spawning. Top in net worth. Only about 400, 500 above both the Gyro and the Storm Spirit, though.
I love that the bounty runes show now. Ooh, this is so good.
60 gold each. Look at that. Now I don't have to do mental math in my head. They're making it much easier to kill a caster. We were talking about how we were going to do some differential. That's actually a perfect example of differential equations, actually. Bounty rune gold. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's true. That's true.
I'll get my calculator out, my TI-84. We'll plot the Euler graphs as well. We'll get all good to go.
I'm very happy that I don't have to study a career anymore to be a caster. It was really tough the 4 years at university just to do this.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
All for nothing, actually. Talking about increasing our knowledge, Ancient Apparition just got to level 6 finally. Ice Blast ready. And with that combination with the Kunkka, you can get some easy kills now. Even the Storm is vulnerable because only bot lighting at level 1, which means your Cold Snap is right now good enough. And there's something I want to remark as well. Look at Sheffer's build. Went for the 3 points in Quaz. Though obviously support invokers like to not get points in Exhort generally, the 3 points in Quaz is what you need to stop most movement abilities in this game. Especially ball lighting 1 for Storm. That will actually stop him with a Cold Snap. So it's perfect. Sheffer knows how to do this invoker. He's played this hero enough.
Yeah, we're going to get to see the classic little jaunt step here of Storm Spirit as he's unable to run away thanks to the Cold Snap. Looking forward to that. That's always really obnoxious to play against. It's like a Nyx assassin trying to impale, you know, just...
Yes, it's exactly like that. You stop the animation completely, and it's very annoying to fight against that Cold Snap, especially when the Urn of Shadows is ready, especially with the Spirit Vessel, which actually deals more damage. It used to be the case you just got Urn because it triggers the Cold Snap, but now the damage from Spirit Vessel makes it kind of relevant, especially against heroes like Beastmaster or Earthshaker, who are strength-based and have a fair amount of HP. And talking about these heroes, there's a smoke coming out down to the bottom lane. In fact, Dream Cell is being joined by Grimstroke, 2 supports. Again, the delivery farm here, looking to trap In Your Dream. There's the Cold Snap. In Your Dream in trouble. He's been hurt a bit. Actually, not in trouble. Sorry, what am I saying? I got way too excited there.
Shaker going for the blink first. He's queued up the blink rather than the Ags.
Okay, I mean, you're a supporter Shaker, so I guess it makes sense. Ags takes too long. You need to have the initiation already. And the thing is, Earthshaker as opposed to something like support Sanking, you need that mobility. No mobility means no Earthshaker.
True. I feel like sometimes you saw it get picked up even a little bit earlier, though. Maybe something like, I mean, usually that's like if the Shaker's been playing like just fantastically. You see like some sort of that stuff where you get like a 20-minute Ags, maybe like 24 on like a position 4. But
yeah, but that means that you're playing greedy, you're leaving him some farm, right? Right now you have the Storm and the Gyrocopter who are both looking for that farm.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
No Kaya yet on Mikoto, right? So that's also another important thing. You have a window of opportunity that's kind of slow where the Earthshaker kind of needs to get his big item. And Kaya's going to come out Pretty soon though, he's only 600 gold away. With the gyrocopter now with the drums, he's able to engage now a bit earlier and also farming more efficiently. With the movement speed. We'll see now if he goes for the Ags early or Maelstrom to continue farming. You have Ryoya going for the Spirit Vessel build as well on the Kunkka, which I love. Oh wait, no, not love.
You already have an Urn on the Invokers.
Yeah, I just realized.
Maybe they just have to communicate a bit more. Just make sure that they don't double up on that.
Yeah, Ryoya, listen to the stream, buddy. I know you're listening to us because you're a big fan. So, do not get that Spirit Vessel on the Kunkka.
Kaya now on a Raven. Already has that checked off here for the Manta style coming soon.
Oh, you mean Yasha, right?
Yes, I said Kaya. I was trying to make a stupid joke where if like Roya got Kaya, I'd be like, it's a Kaya for Royaya, you know?
Okay, I just hear him breathing.
He
doesn't want to. He knows he wants me to laugh.
He's suppressing laughter right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what
he actually had to duct tape his mouth shut.
Oh, we have duct tape here because he is hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's true. You really have got to captivate your audience, don't you?
Okay. Alright, well, Geek Fam pushes down bottom. I ignore my co-caster as Draven still leading the net worth chart, going for the Manta early, but not looking to fight until that Manta plus the Diffusal Blade is up on him. For now, the idea for Geek Fam is try to create some space with a Kunkka as well. But, and here's the thing, he did change for the Spirit Vessel build, I like it. However, Spirit Vessel build makes Kunkka super impactful early. Whereas going for the Heaven's Halberd, it's okay, it's a bit more damage, it's a very nice active on disarm, but it's not as impactful as Spirit Vessel. So, it was probably why he's considering that build to begin with. Are you still laughing? Okay, no.
No, what?
Nothing. The Spirit Vessel will be bought on the Kid Invoker instead. We're actually pretty close to it. He'll find a Grimstone. He still has that Ghost Water if he needs it. Silence for now. Cookie gives him an escape plan.
Oh, nice blast.
And, oh, is that Ice Blast gonna kill?
I think it's level 1. It'll scare him, but I don't think it'll kill him. When it needs to fall below 90, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No, that's not gonna happen. You're totally right. Cascade will be just fine with that Ice Blast. It did scare him enough so that he considers, you know, moving back a bit, give him a bit of space. At the end of the day, you are giving space for Raven to farm, and he should be a faster farmer on the Naga Siren than the Gyrocopter is in general. However, the difference is you are essentially letting Naga be your. It's a 4 protect 1 line. While Kunkka is a secondary farmer, very similar to how like Infamous plays, for example. Or I guess Hamburg now plays. As opposed to Boom ID, who have 2 main cores, being the Storm and the Gyrocopter, both of which are kind of farming efficient.
Down bottom, setting their sights here onto the Beastmaster, right into the Pit of Malice. Ice Blast coming through as well. Absolutely nowhere for him to go. As I think he actually might take down to this one. Yeah, almost certainly. There he goes. Dubu getting the kill from a long distance from downtown. As mid lane now. Ooh, maybe they're going to go for a bit of aggressive here now onto Dubu. T-Bane, and it's going to be Zephyr as well as the Underlord. Nearby is the Shaker, who's still holding on to that Echo Slime, has yet to drop it. Dubu will fall pretty low there as look who they've caught. It's a Kunkka surrounding the team partner, breaking it rather into 2 as now the boat pulling back the Gyrocopter. He's in a lot of trouble. No mana, very little HP. He will fall. Song of the Siren to close the gap here on the Grimstroke. They want even more, setting up for the team to now close the gap as they have the Ice Cold Snap at the ready here. A little bit overkill, perhaps, for the Grimstroke, but farm secured for sure on the position 1 Raven.
Level 2 Song of the Siren, you get the Grimstroke out, which means you can't shove out your lanes while you push out. It's fine. You have a double damage on Ryoya right now, still almost half duration, for a quarter duration, enough to take this tower down. You use the glyph, but you get a free tower in the process. Raven's able to freely go away and continue farming. He's very close to Manta style as well, and this tower only set him closer. And Ryoya did opt for the drums in the end, together with those bracers. Now you're perfectly ready for any mid-game engagements. Geek Fam quite happy about this, as now they're able to take down early pickoffs if Raven wants to participate. If not, the farming speed for Raven's going to get ridiculous in the Manta style as well. And Boom ID have little opportunities to do much. They got to catch out someone that's kind of hard to kill. Either Naga or the Kunkka. Both are not primal targets. Actually, not even Underlord is good, because Underlord is actually also hard to kill. Yeah. And you don't even care, because Underlord, who cares if he gets farmed? He's an Underlord. He just needs the items for your team.
Yep, it's that level 2 Zip Zap jumping in onto the AA. Very nicely dodged. Dodges the Pit of Malice. He dodges the Ice Blast. That's it.
That's it, yeah. The Pit of Malice and the Ice Blast would have stopped him, though. Kunkka could have gone there in time, used the Torrent.
For sure.
And this is what I was talking about, right? You killed the Ancient Apparition. It was a good kill. Storm needs these. It's fine. But you're not doing much else besides that. You're just getting a support kill. Raven continues to farm here. Kunkka wasn't bothered by this either. You bothered the Underlord a bit, but Kuku's now back to farm immediately. It's not the most impactful kill. And the difficulty you have at killing your cores is actually kind of similar to how a lot of 4 Protect 1 teams like Geek or Hamburg ESL used to play, which is to make sure your cores are unkillable, and if the enemy team commits the resources to get them, they will be in for either just a waste of time or even a counter kill.
Yep, always gotta be careful for that counter attack. Invoker, stalking Prowler. Will, I think, scouted Gyrocopter here. Ryu is pretty nearby, but that's a very fast Gyrocopter, isn't he? He's already got the point booster building up into that Aghanim Scepter. That's looking to be his first item. What do you think? Probably straight into BKB after that, right? To ignore the...
Maelstrom, maybe, though? Because, I don't know. I do want to go straight into BKB because it depends, I guess, on how the game goes. If they give him a bit more space and Geek Fam is not threatening the towers just yet, then we can have Geek Fam... we can have Boom ID.
Oh. There's another kill here, probably. AA will drop the cold feet, but with a haste turn, he's able to run that off, no problem.
And now there's another kill onto Cuckoo as well. This is a much more juicy kill. Might have been a little waste of time.
They commit the roar, yeah.
But they are committing TPs here as well. Geek Fam wants to defend this, and Underlord's not taking a long time. He does the fight, he activates again. The 5 views together, not looking at yet. But at least they actually catch FPC. FPC will be dying for this, and he will go down as Cuckoo still survives. They ensnare Cascute next, and Geek Fam gets a double kill. I love when I do things like this. That's exactly what I was talking about. You commit for the Underlord, he's juicy, he's a nice little steak, but he's a tough steak. You got this steak from an unknown vendor. It takes a long time, your knives are breaking. You're committing too much effort to the steak. It's not worth it.
And then the waiter comes and slaps you.
Literally, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
That's what happened there.
Right into the steak.
To continue the analogy, perfect analogy, of course.
Yes.
Is that for scouting? Might have scouted Makoto up here. I think the pings are coming through. The team is nearby. This could very well result in the kill as we've got 4 levels now on the Quastos. We don't get one off, but into the Tornado who goes. Pit of Malice, Ice Blast is there as well. I think this might just be enough here.
Oh, he's trying to play, but they got him. That was fantastic. He was actually, he was ball lightning. Oh, I'm trying to ball lightning away, but Ryoya knew exactly when it was a zip zap, could not evade the X marks the spot. This patience, man, this guy. Ryoya on the Kunkka, he knows the Kunkka versus Storm matchup. If you're skilled enough on Kunkka, you can play around so much with this matchup.
Yeah, and Zephy's doing such a great job. Just he's playing kind of like a Nyx, just being like, all right, where can I find these kills? Let's set up here. You know, they don't have detection all around the map here for this position 4 Invoker, so they're able to just kind of walk around, get really great information, and find these really good pickoffs.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to buy wards, you just pick a ward.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's literally your moving ward. It's more efficient.
Definitely.
So, what, the ROI is 1 million because it's 0. It's undefined. That's how great it is. Jesus Christ. What an amazing pick here on the Invoker. And the Spirit Vessel was completed early, so he's useful in engagement super early. Now he can also get solo experience, which he's been doing a lot. You know, scout, solo experience, scout, solo experience.
Yep. Plus, you tick down so much of that HP, which can help Heroes Shatter as well. I think he was going to shatter regardless. I think that's the reason he was ball lightning for short amounts of time, was to try and
reduce the damage.
Oh well, because it deals, doesn't it burst damage for Urns as well as.
Oh, that's true actually, but also the Frostbite, right?
Well, of course, yes, of course. So makes you invulnerable for that amount of damage for that tick. So it's a very good effort there, but definitely outplayed, like you mentioned, by Ryoya.
Yeah, it's just tough, you know. Even like we say, it's outplayed, of course, because Ryoya played really well. But we should mention that there's not much Storm can do, but trying to guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Poor choice of words there, definitely. I mean,
oh no, sorry. I just wanted to always outline
smoke on smoke action here. Makoto gonna get scouted out. They've got the Bolt Torrent X combo here. He's gonna not be able to dodge it out. Guesses a little bit too early here. The Fissure blocking them perfectly, breaking them into 2. However, we've got 2 Leash in the back. They've caught the Invoker as well as the Underlord, but right in the middle is gonna be the Beastmaster. He's gonna take an Ice Blast to the face. They've also got the Gyrocopter. Boom, just spread out all over the map here, unable to really converge onto one target, and Geek Fam just picking them apart here. So they're going to pick up 3 kills, not dropping a single hero.
Wow, fantastic here. The Boom ID guys, they lose 3 because they were forced to be divided here in this team play. You get a good Fissure. And the Fissure stops the Kunkka. He was like, you know, if he tried to reach for a Kunkka, tried to time bring it, couldn't get it, Storm was playing around with it, making it lose time. That was a good idea. But then Boom ID thinks, turns out, no, you can't. No, you were too greedy. They could punish you easily because Geek was ready for that potential fight. And Raven is now fucked. He has a monster style because he knows he you can start taking engagements alone. Also, I love the Song Siren. Try to steal.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, buddy!
Oh, good Fissure, though. Do they have a Blink Dagger? Oh, they do. This maybe could turn it around, but that's going to be the BKB. Mikoto wants nothing of it. He doesn't have the entire team. Not feeling confident. Ooh.
Yes, you forced the Storm BKB there just for nothing as well. That Song. Oof, Raven. This guy.
It's very good.
These guys are just playing well. They're just efficient plays. It shows they're a top-tier team, and that was a good Song of the Siren. That was a good choice, obviously, to... the Storm was not going to BKB inside, right? That would have been it could have been a good play. Would have been a bit of praise, I think. And I'm actually not sure how much you see the particles out of the Roshan. You should be able to see them, but I don't know how easy it is.
I think it's one of those weird things where if you need vision inside. Like
yes, because there's a lot of weird interactions.
Yeah.
In that pit. And sometimes you can't even tell, is that really the Song of the Siren? It's not the most clear animation as well, so it's a bit of a trick there.
Definitely.
Oh, is Mikoto gonna die? I mean, Sheffer is just, there's a kid. Guys, I found something.
The boy who cried storm.
Shut up, Sheffer. You always say there's a storm there, but guys, we're literally
He's
playing
right.
against...
Guys, we share vision. What do you think? You could see him.
Well, Sheffer unfortunately doesn't go for him because there was nobody nearby. Storm can always zip zap away, and he has level it's only level 2 Bolt Lightning. But it's BKB. Right. Level 2 can still be stopped by the Cold Snap, but BKB stops the Cold Snap.
Of course.
And also, if he BKBs, he might just go and say, I'm gonna kill this kid. There's no way this kid is getting out of here.
Yeah. Needs that detection, though. That's the important part, right? So it's not really worth going in on him, as Beastmaster could be in a bit of trouble. Thought he was going to turn... Oh, wow, he's going to commit the roar. Yeah, into the Ice Blast, rooted for just such a long duration, and not much really that he could do there, unfortunately. Just ended up running into 3-4 heroes.
I love when the Naga Siren, Primal Roar is like... sends the 2 illusions and bursts the Beastmaster down completely. Raven is very happy with how this game is going right now. He's 4k above the next core. The 4-1 is working great for Geek fam. But the Cook is not badly farmed either. He's matching the Gyrocopter's farm as well, which is ideal for a 4-1. Make sure you have a Fallout plan, right? In this case being the Cook as your secondary core.
Grimstroke dying to Naga illusions as well. I was like, it's like, what? How? To creep? No. To Naga.
Yeah, those illusions are threatening, much more so than, like PL or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But you never know when those zip heads will come out, and all of a sudden you've been bursted down for nothing. Remember that the Diffusal Blade is physical damage, the mana break, so any mana that you burn, even with illusions, can amplify it by the minus armor of Riptide.
Yep.
So it's very useful to have that combination. That's why this build is such a nice one. Now with the Scotty as well, I love the Scotty build. I think it's better than the heart that some people opt for. I don't like the HP. You can go for HP and damage. Why not?
Uh-oh. Zephyr. It's going to be scouting out Mikoto. I don't know if he's going to find him, and he's actually done good to place down a Remnant here, because that'll scout him out.
Yeah, it's very good Remnant.
I know.
But he doesn't have vision, right? So we can't see Sheffer.
No, of course he wouldn't, but it would still pop.
Yes,
So.
That's true.
Just like an indicator. He's definitely gone for the Ghostwalk cooldown. Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way he hasn't, yeah.
15-second cooldown on Ghostwalk. Ice Frog.
Eggs on the Gyrocopter as well.
He can't Bolt Lightning.
Oh, he's in trouble, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna stun him. Oh, he's walkway now. The Cold Snap was finally off, so it's fine. And now they can't actually stop him.
It's a close one. A little spooky for him for sure.
If Geek had been just closer there when they started the initiation, it was a good call. It's just that they didn't expect to... I think he tornadoed him, which was also what would give him a bit more time to just be able to Bolt Lightning away. But
still have yet to see like a big Echo Slime. I don't know if I've even seen a single Echo Slime. Have you?
Have you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe Echo Slime creep or something is now actually Raven in the middle of 3-4 heroes, but they've got the rest of Geek Man coming from the river here now, and Gyrocopter completely isolated, surrounded by 4 heroes. Ball lightning in goes the Storm, but immediately caught in the pit. Malice there is going to be the Song of the Siren as well. We do have BKB off cooldown here for the Storm, so I think he's going to be a-okay to just
Malice?
leave.
Oh.
Yeah, he's okay. They're just going to walk, just menacingly watch him. And, But that's 9-second BKB, I believe.
Yeah, that's 8 second actually, because he already used
Oh yeah, it's currently.
Oh no, you're right, 9 second, totally, sorry. I thought he used it. But interesting, so did you see that Yonoro was kind of walking around taunting? Because his Pit of Malice just came off cooldown as the Song of Siren ended. And Storm was forced to use BKB even though he did nothing. He didn't even waste Pit of Malice.
Good fissure.
That was a good fissure. Definitely wasn't the catch up with the
Yeah,
Cold Snap.
definitely. That was really spooky to see.
You can't see him playing around with the cooldowns here. Like, honestly, they got Pit of Malice here for free, but essentially they didn't waste on the Storm. Or could have just BKB'd himself away. Very nice. Still threatening though. Still walking around like they have the intention of doing so. Good. I don't think they would still bother. Yeah, Echo Sun. Yes. 3k HP almost.
Yep. Ice Blast? I don't. Oh, they're gonna find 3 actually. It's like they all converged onto it once they saw it was coming. They're like, hell yeah, let's get it.
Yeah. I mean, you can't let your friend just get hit by a alone.
Definitely not.
Because you feel cold and lonely, and that's the worst feeling.
There's Aegis being reclaimed as well. Now he's queued up that heart, so he's going to be very tanky here. My goodness, 31 armor without the heart is, wow.
Yeah. This is now when you like to get the heart. Because you have enough damage, you now can tank up freely. And it's not like you need more damage on this hero, really.
No, yeah. It's... I really like this Geek Fam draft. I think this Boom Esports or Boom ID draft had potential, but it feels like the Beastmaster who's got it, like wants to be the guy that walks in and just is the underlord that he, like Geek Fam is, right? He just dies instantly. Like, he just melts. Like, he can barely even roar, and when he does, there's just no follow-up. Like, I still feel like there's a fight that they could get that might, you know, start to stem the tide, turn this one around, but it feels so difficult when all these heroes are so tanky.
Exactly. I think the difference here in Underlords and Beastmasters that you mentioned is what actually changes the drafts. You have one guy that's here for catch, and one guy that's, or like single target pickoffs, whatever, and then one guy is here for team fight, which is the Underlord. What do you rather have if you can't get single pickoffs against Konka, against Naga Siren? They're hard to kill. So it's ideal to have a hero that can actually fight the 5-on-5, which was maybe your strength. With the Earthshaker, the Gyrocopter, Beastmaster simply doesn't do that role. It wasn't a bad pick by any means, it's just that...
There he is. And here's Zephyr. They are ready for him this time, though. I was about to say, he's going to be scouting out, trying to find the enemy heroes that are missing off the map, but the dust is at the ready immediately once they see the ghost footsteps.
Much like a bounty hunter or an assassin of this part of your job. Like this
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a work hazard, right?
Absolutely.
You have to die sometimes, you're giving vision anyway. They also committed 3 heroes here and a dust and a Panoro. It's not like
Yeah, they're going to try and turn now. Song of the Siren going to catch 2 perfectly here as the team will be rotated in. They want the Beastmaster already. He is absolutely friggin' dead. No way he's escaping here, but Makoto off into the trees might be able to live. He's going to go onto the back lines, actually. Onto Doobie he goes. BKB getting popped as well as he wants this kill. Almost out of mana, though. Needs to be a bit careful. He's going to just TP away. He recognizes this is a little bit too scary for me, but a lot committed there to not even kill an AA.
That TP was just 1 second away. So
yeah,
he could have had 1 more second TP'd still, but it was too risky, and I'm glad that he didn't take that risk. It is not worth your potential.
No.
So good calculations there by the Storm. You could have played a bit riskier. I think the kill was possible, actually, but it's just one of those things that when you're playing, I mean, come on, the 1 second difference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful Pit of Malice here onto 2. Invoker's caught them. Does he have Tornado? Yep, he's got the full suite of combo here coming in. And another Ice Blast all the way from the base. Hello. Onto 2. Call down will get dropped. They might actually be able to catch the Underlord here as they'll commit the Echo Slam there and will be able to find him. Although Gyro, falling quite low here, is going to shatter there. As trying to hide his Earthshaker. Going to get a stun off, but those cast animations are way too long.
We missed. No way G was
solo kill mid as well. Raven getting that with the illusions.
Well, that's going to start happening now. The supports are just cannon fodder for this Naga Siren. You have Geek Fam now completely taking over and shoving out the bottom lane. They can push out the middle lane as well. Raven's not even concerned. Okay, you want to attack me? Sure. I'll push your creeps and I can Song of the Siren to get away. Worst case scenario. You have no Gyrocopter. Your main source of damage is maybe the Storm right now, but even he can't really help out because the second he messes up, we ensnare him. Yeah. Cold Snap is ensnare immediately. Oh no, FBZ. That was a blink, but offensively was not the choice there. Like to bring it back, Ice Blast hits with the ghost ship, and FBZ is gone.
He was just immediately cold snapped as well. Like, I heard that. Like, just immediately cold snapped. No chance for him to even get out of there. Storm just trying to at least get the creep outside of the base. It's so difficult.
You lost your Primal Roar here. Raven still has his Song of the Siren. Underwood's actually using... Oh, he gets able to get...
Oh, they even fortified for that, and although they might have gone a little bit too deep here, so Raven's actually falling quite low. No Aegis on him now. Yeah, that's true. 31 armor.
Well, they're going with the Primal Roar, but that's a buyback for the FBZ. Now with Mikoto, also with the BKB, can actually stop. The Song of Siren is still available. BKB
so
about to pop. Raven needs to use the Song, but the BKB allows him to get the last hit in, which means Raven is down. Mikoto now with very low mana. Mikoto does have the calls up on him, finally off. He go for Shepard, and there's the punishment to this kid for being such a naughty little boy. As they manage to finish off the Invoker together with a Siren. They're looking for the Scragglers. This is Mirioya being able to TP, no problem. Dubu though in trouble, as the core support will be the last kill that Boom ID is able to acquire.
Dubu played that so well, actually. Dubu and this is Ryoyo played that so well. You might ask, where was the Gyrocopter in that fight? If they had just a little bit of right-click damage, they would have been easily able to kill him. He was absolutely harassed. They just focused the boats, they focused Ice Blast, everything was on him. So he was just like, well, I guess I have to leave now. I have no option. So just removing so much damage out of the fight was such a great idea. I mean, it's so hard to catch Makoto right now, because he's, especially BKB, and level 3 Zip Zap makes him pretty hard to catch. So they're just like, well, we can get this guy, so at least we'll take his damage out of the equation.
Good luck with that BKB. That's he's going at 6 seconds,
Yep.
soon to 5. You know, that kill was only possible because that BKB lasted exactly 7 seconds.
Yep.
Any less, and the Song of Siren would have hit, and that would have been a turnaround. So they're playing to their strengths. They know that this is a time where Stormers are strongest, but you didn't get that much out of it. You just got a Naga Siren kill, which, while important, probably one of the best things you can do. It's still just a Naga Siren kill. How do you keep this up into the late game? You need your Gyrocopter to come online. You need Gyrocopter to start being the source of damage. He has his own BKB now. 10 seconds. I think In Your Dream is ready.
Yeah, I would agree. Maelstrom as well will help him out a bit. He's got that drum. No charges left, but gives him a bit of armor, some move speed.
Okay. What is the plan here? Geek have to push, perhaps using the arrow that bait, and then smoke up behind. They're not going to take this bait though.
I think they're trying to find a kill and then go into Roche. They know it's up. Both teams know it's up. And the Grimstroke might be an excellent target here. Put a Malice into the Ensnare. Grimstroke not even going to get the chance for the Ink Swirl to pop off. And I think they're maybe tier 2. No, you got Shaker pushing your wrist. I think you just go straight Roche now. I don't think you're scared of these guys.
Let's Shrine first though. Important,
Good point.
You don't want them to perhaps fight you and die back into the Shrine.
Yep.
Or sorry, not die back. Buy back into the Shrine. And then die perhaps if you're good enough.
Yeah. They are pushing sideways pretty well. Makoto finally getting that pesky tier 1 tower. Can check that one off. Top lane. So trying to do whatever he can here, but needs to make sure he's not caught by side. Oh, good offensive ward too. Look at this. They know. They're like,
Tinker wards.
oh, that's a scary situation to be in if you're a Shaker. And Zephyr's going to be a little bit quicker here on the jump, is applying the combo almost immediately. I think this is just going to be a solo kill. And his teammates aren't rotating over. I mean, they'll send an Ice Blast through, sure, why not? Ooh, good Blink Dagger out. He's in vision, though, and the Cold Snap will find him. They are still doing Roche on there, and jumping in is going to be Makoto, though. Okay, do they have the damage? Makoto will actually get the Aegis despite the song going off. That BKB is there. First life burned off. The team could do nothing as they're songed up. Gyrocopter actually with his own BKB is doing a good amount of damage. Cuckoo trying to get him out. Will cancel. They're going to stay and fight. Roar onto the Naga Siren, trying to get her down. Makoto so low, but the X is there. He's out the pit again a second time, though, with the Zip Zap. It's going to leave FBZ for dead.
Bring it back, bring it back.
Into the taunt. Oh.
That's a buyback.
Yeah. They also did catch Earthshaker up top as well. Had to look over for that Roche fight. But my goodness. I mean, I'd say that's really good for Boom ID, right? I mean, they actually get the kill and the Aegis, so it's not like they snatched it. They deny it essentially for the Naga Siren. I mean, Makoto dies immediately for it, and now this is a really hard defense, absolutely. But you do have buyback on your Shaker. He did not use Echo Slam in that fight, so could potentially jump in here. I think so. She's on the Naga. She grabbed the cheese, not the Aegis, interestingly enough, and has a heart, so she is so tanky now. My goodness. With 31 armor, that's at least close to 150% of her effective HP, so she is so tanky. And now Storm Spirit getting caught out. He's got that BKB being forced out. They have used all the ults, so maybe he's going to jump back in. Needs to be careful of that Pit of Malice, so that will root him the second he's no longer magic immune.
Okay, so Storm did die once.
He died with the Aegis. He got nuked down almost immediately, yeah. And a beautiful, thank God they had that BKB on the Gyro In Your Dream as well.
That was Storm also saving in the last second game.
Definitely, definitely.
They have the backward protection right now. Come though, Raven. I don't care about the backward protection.
Not at all.
There we go. The creeps are finally going to be close to in range. Now is when the time comes for the guys who might be targeted. The Echo Slam what they're waiting for. Now this guy's playing annoying.
It's very effective. That's careful. You might have a jump in here by the Earthshakers, and we'll jump onto the back lines. He will actually bait out the Pit of Malice there, so that's a big tool against the Storm Spirit. Ensnare. Ensnare does a good amount of it's gonna be tough.
That from FBZ just wants to get a bit further. Team himself in
beautiful.
And now with the Ice Blast actually gets the domination. The Ocean Go will hit FBZ, yes it will. Now they can finally finish off the Beast Smash. That's what they're looking for to the Earthshaker. That's all your team by gone. As they go up for In Your Dream. He's forced BKB from behind, and Mikoto though does come in, goes to the Ancient Apparition, and they're all concentrating onto him. Mikoto versus 5. He just wants to kill Dubu, but the Glimmer Keep is sitting Dubu. Dubu is just playing with him like a fiddle. Look at Storm. He forced the song out, and Storm is gone. 90 seconds out, and they force the buyback now. As Geek fam begins to push these towers, what will In Your Dream do? There goes Storm again. Mikoto just trying to stop these creeps from getting close, but that's too late. Raven already has the 2 lanes of racks, and the Uber is ready to send them back home.
The DHL Express up to the top shrine.
Indeed. And we're sponsored by a car company as well. Oh, he's probably riding Mercedes.
Ah, yes, the
that's
Mercedes S-Benz E-Class.
Exactly. How could you get better than that? Awesome.
I want to say real quick before we start memeing that was such a great fight art from Geek Fam. It was a really, I mean, to Boom ID's credit, they played that really well as well. They got the jump in Storm Spirit perfectly timing his BKB. The entire team was like, all right, we'll jump this Storm. He pops his BKB. They just wait out that BKB. Immediately, Song of the Siren is there. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfection going out from Geek Fam. They just, it's hard for them to have played that any better, honestly.
I mean, Duel has 2 items. How do you beat a Storm with Glimmer Cape and Force Staff? And that is the only thing he needed. This guy literally was dancing around. The magic one was also pretty useful, actually.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, Duel played that fantastically. You forced the Dust as well that Storm was carrying just to kill him. He's carrying the stupid item Dust, which you don't want in your core, just because you gotta kill this Ancient Apparition. And I don't think the idea of jumping to the backline is a bad one, but it was just impossible to catch him.
Yeah.
I also saw him prep, but I don't know how that was possible, so maybe I'm just insane. Never mind. I swear to God, in the beginning, he just seemed like Storm wasn't attacking. Ignore me. Guess Q, stuck out. There's the... that's a Glimmer. Oh, it looks weird in the front. The Pit of Malice with the Glimmer Cape. Okay, that's weird. That answers my question. I am not insane yet. 70 seconds without him. 27k gold lead for, or 27k gold for the Naga Siren. Now the Scythe of Vice I was talking about in the draft. You need that in the late game to be able to catch the Storm consistently. Great item.
Yep. You have really good catch. It's that initial catch on the Storm, because if you're able to get him initially, you have so much root. Like you've like Ensnare, Pit of Malice, Cold Feet as well, which is necessary. You need that, obviously, that build-up time, but with those other 2 roots, that's easy peasy. Yes. And it's really scary for the Storm now that he's down to his 5-second BKB, so he really needs to start managing this. But Geek Fam managing to close the space on the map, so they'll get that last tier 2. Now looking for the Megas here as they'll continue to push.
Follow-up is very good. They have all the follow-ups.
Yep.
The Scythe of Vice right now is the one way to ensure either Pit of Malice or either Pit of Malice.
Yes.
Especially now you need to counter that somehow, right? I mean, you need to counter for a while, but now there's a way to do so. The other important note I was going to mention as well is that we have the Scythe of Vice as well on the Conca, so we actually 2 double Scythe of Vice, so now you have even more catch on these guys. That's been there for a while. And I just saw, the Underlord pickup of the Yule Scepter, also very important. So
Yep, can allow him to ensure he gets off the...
second route.
Yeah, the second route, as well as if he needs to escape, he will still hop in his Mercedes and teleport to wherever he needs to go.
It's only Mercedes now, by the way, because Dark Rift.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Mercedes are the fastest cars, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Please don't. Underlord with the Yule Scepter is able to not only catch the Storm, but also potential Primal War. And the biggest thing about these items is that they're also 0 cast point as all items, obviously. Which means Storm's Ball Lightning, if he decides to go in and out, show himself and the Ball Lightning hurt, you can't catch him.
Yep.
Not a ball.
You can click on the portrait for you.
That's true.
For you kids. That's how you get him real easily. Especially on an Earthshaker, for example, if he wants to blink in, just if you have vision on him, just cast the item or the hex on his portrait. Very hard to do in a real game, but he seems to do it. Actually, now that he's at that level 25, as he's dropping Remnants, really good anti-push or wave clear potential as well on him.
Shoving the waves, yeah, it's easy. The other way you get to the Storm is quick cast as well. Obviously, quick cast also allows you just need to guess where he's going, but it's not that impossible.
Yeah.
Now we might see more wards around. I mean, we already see the triangle ward, of course. That's always typical when you're pushing. We might see more wards in the Esport. Dream almost died.
Oh, terrible. Speaking of dying, there go the ranged barracks. Now they're going to try and jump out of Naga Siren. They got a Force Staff into the Glimmer for her. This Glimmer Cape has been so value for their team. They just don't have the detection at where they need it. So they can't get too close to Dusk because then they just die.
Yeah. And Raven, in order to rest, makes it like, if you don't kill him, the first 10, he's going to go back and go back again. Ready. The BKB just against the illusion.
Yeah, I know. And they still take off so much of his HP as well. They've got the Beastmaster as well, completely out of mana into the Ice Blast. Ooh, the Yule Scepter actually will save him, but there's going to be the Sunstrike from the position 4 Invoker.
Ah,
got you.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get the Ice Blast cross off. Because you do force the Beatmaster away with that flash, if you don't get the kill.
Absolutely. Oh, BKB Bob. They're going to jump out of the back lines here. He's got that dust for you. Dubu, not this time. There's going to be the Echo Slam as well onto the Underlord. BDT barely takes any damage. Dubu still somehow alive. The Flak Cannon might be able to finish off. No, he's even got the smoke to ensure he doesn't take that damage. Beautiful fissure. Will stun 4, but it's not enough. Royoyo still getting the kill there onto the Gyrocopter. Now completely out of mana is the Storm Spirit. They've caught him with the Yule Scepter as well, as on the high ground goes Naga Siren, trying to keep everyone back. No support for the Storm Spirit, who is barely staying alive for now. Song of the Siren to hold them back as well, as Naga still eating the right clicks here from the Gunner. Doesn't matter if he's asleep, he will still auto attack, but here goes, oh, the Roar! The Roar! Oh, the Roar will catch him as Naga Siren, and the fissure is perfect. She could go nowhere. What a play! Oh, that was the best roar I've ever seen. They'll even get the Kunkka as well, as Makoto will scout him just before he leaves. Oh.
That roar, man. Jesus. That was amazing. The roar was fantastic, pushing. I mean, usually you see the roar used as a stun, but here the push is actually quite important. He managed to get the maximum push to force the Underlord away and not let him get back. Yes, the Underlord came back. The Ancient Apparition also survived, but he lost the force there, the Kunkka and Naga Siren. And thanks to just this magnificent spacing. Really good job at BZ. That kill on the Naga now starts to be really relevant, because you're starting to get to the point when you have enough damage on the Gyrocopter. This is what I was talking about earlier. Okay, great, you have the Storm Spirit. He did a good job in the mid game, but now in your dream you have to meet your main source of damage, and he is becoming that. He is becoming a real threat. Cuckoo, by the way, with the Imbus Rune, couldn't threaten him, but I don't think he should be doing this. He's only doing this because he has a sentry around here, otherwise, yeah, it could be very dangerous.
I think as well, Boom ID did a great job of forcing that fight away from their barracks, because now they're able to at least try and contest this Roche, which they will be doing. Buyback popped on the Naga side. Beastmaster in a bit of trouble. There's going to be the Cataclysm. BKB pops on the Beastmaster, as now this could be the second buyback here on the side of Geek Fam. But yeah, they're only able to be aggressive now because these barracks were not destroyed, obviously. So very well played for them.
Now, I love the fact that you're forcing a BKB.
Yep. Yep. Well, because if you don't, you just die.
No, well, you don't die, but you would be in a really difficult position.
Yeah, that's
right?
fair.
I don't know if it was but I agree. It was one of those situations the BKB had to be forced, but this is the power of the pit now. Like, we're still close to level 25. I hope he goes for the extra time. That becomes ridiculous. 2.6 seconds duration you can just put on over and over and over again.
Where's, oh, there's the, I was like, where have they found the jump here? I kept hearing abilities all over, but that's a big kill actually onto Duba. He will expend his buyback now, so only a few heroes in the game left with their buyback, having held on to it for now.
With Roshan being the next fight, you need that regeneration. Ice Blast with Roshan. Also, Google has been really effective just with his 2 items. Simple items that have been tapped in the team, but they're in the right position. So killing the Ancient Apparition now is not just the Ice Blast, not just the garbage skills we don't really care about. It's more about the 4-stab Glimmer, and even to some degree, I guess, the Ice Blast.
Boom ID has such great vision around this Roche pit, though. They've got one here watching the Shrine. They've got a Hawk in as well as one outside of the pit. So it's so hard for Geek Fam to confidently do this. So they have really great jump still on the side of Boom ID. They've got all their ultis off cooldown.
Double damage picked up now by the Under with the 6 damage. Oh, no, permanent damage. Still, he deals pretty hard.
He's a beefy boy.
With a solo crest as well. Look at how he just destroys those streams. Just wants one last sign while they have. This could be a good time to go for the Roshan because of the damage you have, but you're always afraid of Storm. Storm is always a threat. He's definitely going to BKB into the Roshan pit because Roshan now takes life at once.
Yeah. I think pretty significant Earthshaker has no BKB. He's not Q1 up, so he can't blink and Echo Slam if there's an active song. Could potentially be huge. Yeah. Oh, there's the slam! Oh, it's not enough though, the tornado to lift him up as well into the meatball combo, force tap himself out of the pit, and there's gonna be the Song of Siren. I'm sorry, a slam song. Oh, the roar! Oh, Cuckoo Snatch of the Aegis. Radiant getting the kill credit there, but who grabbed the Aghanim's Blessing? I don't even know. We'll have to check the replay for that. As now hop into the Mercedes, everyone. Get out of here. I don't like the way this is going. Hey. Oh, I think he canceled it actually as they try and stay in a fight. Dubu will die. That's gonna be a buyback onto him. Now 3 heroes. Make that 4 heroes right in the middle of the fray here. In your dream, pumping in this damage. Will get the kill onto the Naga Siren as well. That's massive. Dead for full 2 minutes now. As Gyro might end up dying here. No, he's even going to be okay. What happened there? What
happened was that Boom ID started before the Song of Siren was used. Like that was the key. You got the initiation off because you were thinking there, I'm gonna play this to the edge, but Boom ID knew you were gonna play this to the edge. They could predict exactly what was gonna happen there, which is you're gonna Strong right as Roshan's about to die. No, I'm not letting you do that. So they went in, the Storm with the ball lining early. He also acted the BKB that I was telling you about. You have 5 seconds, you know the Roshan dies super quickly. Sure, Cuckoo stole the Aegis, but you don't care about that. You care more about taking the Roshan there. Being able to stop him, get the extra gold. I don't know if they took any of the other items though, they did not.
I didn't see, yeah.
So we had
No. They might catch a Beastmaster here. Oh, maybe not actually. It's Makoto jumping in. Beastmaster? I think this is just going to be a bit of a saber rattle between these two. It's Cuckoo rather quite fast with the haste rune.
They destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where these other items are. Does anyone have an Agnum's Blessing? Someone's got the cheese. It's Storm.
Oh yeah, no, the on the road talk to the Agnes Blessing.
Really?
Which means that his atrophy aura permanent damage.
So 77 damage in an aura around him. That's pretty good. I mean for free, right? Why not?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You want it. I mean, you don't really.
Yeah.
You need more than Inroad right now, though.
Yeah.
Inroad gives an extra damage, sure, but
Oh my
he's
god,
dead.
speaking of damage, look at these mid-tier 3s. I don't know if they can finish here, but they can really threaten their high ground. No buybacks, only on the Invoker here for Geek fam. So it's a bit scary for them. And Storm actually beginning to pump out, Gyrocopter. Oh, speaking of Gyrocopter, Satanic up on him. Ooh, watch out for that Ice Blast, though. Can't lifesteal your way if your Ice Blast, even with that BKB. So they continue to just throw down the ultis. There's going to be the Cataclysm. Makoto BKB and will not stop that damage, but he's confident enough that he'll be okay. They'll just TP out now as the Naga begins to respawn. But yeah, now that Gyrocopter's pretty online as well, he's really effective. Storm still pumping out the majority of that damage, yes, but my goodness, is Gyro beginning to get really scary here.
And this Gyrocopter is starting to be very strong on the Satanic now. He has the heals he needs to withstand the team fight. That's what you want as Gyrocopter. The longer the team fight, the better. The fact that you can get a good flat cannon off, the fact that you can just constantly use a side counter to add damage. And try killing him as well. You can't really stun him because the second he activates, you stun him, you try to burst him down, that's a side gunner still hitting you and healing him with a Satanic. Yep. So either he activates the Unholy Rage before the stun comes out, which is not impossible because he gets 0 cast point, or he just waits and hopes that he has enough damage anyway, and it looks like that anyway.
Even through Song, that side gunner is still going to slap you. He doesn't care.
It's true. Yeah. They hurts more. Jumo Cell, that was not the greatest. Bit of a panic there. Cell, they suck up. They have no other catch here. As Cuckoo still chase after him, uses Solar Crest. But what are you going to do after this? You need stuns. You just don't have them. And the lack of catch, the fact that all your cores have to waste use one item slot on a catch item, that being the Scythe of Bison and the Kunkka. You don't even have Scythe of Bison Naga. She decided not to go for it in the end. That she's waiting for it yet. Like, this is bad. You can't get the stats that Gyrocopter can afford. Gyrocopter needs Scythe of Ice. He has a Beastmaster. He's a Grimstroke. He has a Storm.
My goodness, they have their target set obviously on this top lane of Barracks, so they just can't quite yet finish it off. They have such a good job of pushing the waves. Storm, if the waves even gets close, he's able to zip zap right in and out. And I think this is where they're going to be setting the trap now. Just maybe trying to wait around the creep wave, see if they can catch him with a Cold Snap, catch him with a Yule Scepter. But it's so difficult when he still has that BKB.
Yeah, the BKB makes spell any roots, right? So you don't need roots, you need stuns.
Yep.
Yes, 5 seconds, not for much. So it's not the invulnerability that we saw earlier on the Storm, but you need perma-stun, and that's so difficult when you have barely any perma-stun.
I think Kunkka's your only stun right now on the team with Torrent and Boat.
Exactly. You have to use Scythe of Ice on Kunkka, and then you have to get him with Torrent or Ghost or whatever. The thing is, you can't even trigger Cold Snap because Torrent's displacement upwards is enough to trigger Cold Snap. Yep. Which means that how do you get Cold Snap off?
Here's what you do.
You die.
No, you need 4 boats.
No, I mean, no, you die. Look at what Dubu just did. That's the plan.
You need the Ghost Fleet. 4 boats onto him. What can you do? Oh, wow, he's getting very aggressive, just jumping in. Beautiful Fissure onto 3 heroes is now. They're going to try and get out. They commit 2 ultis here. No Roar available this time for a nice play. Displacement there, but that's 2 big ults used just to escape. Worth it. Yeah, worth it.
What you do, by the way, is you ball lining away. The boats give you time to ball line. That's why Ghost Ship Fleet is good, but like you have the 0.5 seconds or so between the boats. That
yeah, it's a pretty good duration.
It doesn't promise you. And for something like maybe Beastmaster Gyrocopter, fine. For Storm, I still think the Ghost Ship Fleet is the sound. Go for it, but you need some stuff in between.
Yeah.
How do you trigger that? Scythe of Ice. You need the Scythe of Ice. I would like to see Scythe of Ice on the Invoker now. Scythe of Ice on Underlord. I don't care. Just get me all the vices.
New Butterfly on the Naga though, right?
She's had it for a bit now because he's
Okay.
decided not to opt for the Scythe. Instead go for the Butterfly. In fact, look at this. She's not going for Scythe either. She's going for BKB. She needs this.
Yeah, the Storm in that last fight did something like 6,500 damage to her. This is such a huge spike for them. Almost an hour into the game, a 10-second BKB against a lineup where the Storm is murdering you. What more could you ask for?
Yep. With the Riptide armor now on the Naga's Iron, with minus Riptide armor, you can tear through heroes quickly, but you're starting to lose that. You're not your time anymore. Like the time where Naga's Iron is strongest right now with current integration is 30 to 40 minutes. Which when you get your items, you're kind of bursting down any cores, nobody can really face you. Now, Gyrocopter starts to become a much bigger.
What's this? What's this item for? Oh, MKB. I was hoping it was Divine Time. But no, MKB makes much more sense.
Yes, exactly. Goddamn scrub. Are you really suggesting the Rapier before even 60? Wow, MKB was great here.
Oh, well,
I'm ashamed. I'm
necessary.
gonna shame you for
necessary.
this.
Necessary.
Got excited way too quickly. Don't blow your load.
Divine Time.
Not what I meant. And your dream has the MKB ready.
Oh my goodness, that is going to jump again. Now, Dubu, very hard to escape from this. He's just back and forth. Eat these remnants, he says. Try and escape from this as now the roar onto the Naga's Iron. There's that 10-second BKB. Already they want to try and get out of this. Gyrocopter holding onto his BKB, holding onto the Satanic, but they've already left.
Again, they have to do the same thing. They have to do the same thing. Waste 2 ultimates, only come out of your base when you have that ready. This time you didn't have to waste on the side.
Yes,
So
very important.
That's a good point.
But it's so hard. I mean, Underlord, he pretty much has... He can almost guarantee get this off because, one, he's Underlord, he's very tanky. Yules and a Blade Mail, so it's like, yeah, go ahead and kill me, I dare you.
Yeah, you use the blame. I mean, you can spread the damage on them, especially with statics. The combination is one.
Definitely. So I think we're at a bit of a stalemate here until the 4th Roche.
I don't know, you play against us if you're Boom IT. I think they're actually winning right now.
I would agree. And look at this. I wanted to point out this Dota Plus win rate almost at 100% around the 40-minute mark. Look at this.
I hate that they do this. How do you flip-flop like this? If it's almost at 100%, and they can't go back to 50. What is this, like, no
I
matter.
have a simple explanation for you, sir. Game's never over until the Ancient explodes. It ain't over till it's over.
Are you sure? Because all my teammates in Dota games tell me the opposite.
Well, you know.
I thought it's whoever gets first blood wins the game. Are you sure that's not how it works?
Sometimes, you know, it depends.
It's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50.
Greaves now on Underlord to even dispel further. This is nice. So we were talking about this. You don't want to use the Ulcer to dispel anymore. You want to use it to guarantee Dark Rift. So you need Greaves for sure. This next Roshan, as you mentioned, is going to be the next.
It's a flashpoint.
Yeah. It's because you're going to force a team fight. Like, Boom ID wants to force a team fight where if Geek don't commit to the team fight, they lose something. So ideally they would do a shuffle lanes now, but Naga's not going to do this. People say Naga's now not snooze hero, but you know, wait, watch this game and talk to me after it's over, because this hero can push the lanes as much as possible and delay as much as you need.
Ooh, FBZ, that might have been a little bit overzealous there. Let's see if he can try to escape. They don't have a Tinkerwood anymore, but they have a little kid Invoker chasing him down with the... Oh, Cataclysm as well, able to at least break the trees there and escape. He's actually gone for the Hawk cooldown. Just this vision is proving to be so invaluable this game. As Zephyr maybe continuing to chase out, but very well played there by FBZ, able to escape, push out those waves, distract, make a lot of time. As Roche will now be respawning here next 10 seconds, so we won't have to wait long. It's going to be a shorter Roche.
FBZ didn't have to waste the big hit, which is pretty big.
That's a little spooky if you're Zephyr there. The rune just disappearing before your eyes. Yeah, definitely. Just want to take a look at net worth here very quickly and then go back to buying back. Net worth at this stage of the game is really only important for like your supports to see how much gold they have. But it's a pretty interesting lineup. Storm and Gyrocopter significantly more farmed now than the Underlord.
I don't think Geek can do much right now. Sure, you're facing all the problems, right? As long as you force the fight, the idea is how do you make someone go without completely you don't want to make sure that Geek can just push someone down easy. We don't still have the second step, so it's only the quickest of the fight, so I think they have enough damage with just 3-4-5 seconds.
Still got that cheese on the Storm, as well as now a Lincoln Sphere.
Lincoln's on the site, actually.
Yep.
You know, like, they're just preparing for this. This is the issue of having to catch. The Lincoln you can itemize against any item. For every one item you get, say Scythe, Aethos, whatever, I'm gonna get a Lincoln, BKB, or a Pokemon. And then he's up. You need the hero to do something else.
You do get kind of a nice workaround, although I feel like late game you want to use Cold Feet, especially since it's got a very nice cast range. You want to use this to break Linken's. At 25, he almost always goes for the AoE Cold Feet because it's really good, and Linken's will not proc on that. So just something interesting might come in.
You have ways to break the Linken Storm, right? You have the usual, for example, the Yule Scepter.
Four staffs. Yeah.
The thing is, you're wasting one item on Linken no matter what, and these items are.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, actually, he does not grab it.
Yeah, wait, look at this. FBZ is actually finding the Kid Invoker, but he's BKB for this fight. Just into that system, second BKB. I don't know how relevant it is that he doesn't have the extra second, but to be honest, late game fights are quite quick.
I think it's most important that it's on cooldown now for 50 seconds. Might be the go-ahead, but now Kunkka getting chain stun. Down he goes. Echo Slam used perfectly into the Fissure, and now Underlord could be next. Song of the Siren trying to break up this team fight, but Gyrocopter, that side gunner, still pumping in the damage. Stunned up for a good amount of time. Thanks for the rockets, and they're still coming. Cuckoo trying to get the team to back off. Everyone gathering around into the taxi, into the Mercedes-Benz they go. Oh my goodness, look at this damage. Junior Dream almost dying here to the Naga Illusions, and I think this is your Roche opening right now. At least try and force the buyback.
Yeah, the Naga.
Oh, there's going to be the buyback now by Ryoya as into the Pit of Malice. They go. Who's this trapped? It's the Kid Invoker. Force Staff on the way out, trying to escape. Called down. Not going to be able to get it. Makoto will go ahead and reach out up a little bit more. Ice Blast. Going to get dodged out quite easily there. And now completely isolated. No BKB. He's got a bit of mana, but into the Hex he goes. Massive kill onto the Storm Spirit. They finally are able to bring him down. Let's see what else we can get going. So I think they're going to now head right into the Roche pit. See what we can see here is maybe not. Roche pretty healthy here. Almost at 13,000 HP. Is looking pretty good here. But look at everyone else here. Now buyback on the Storm Spirit, perhaps ready to go back in here.
As a Storm Spirit, considering how to go into this Roshan, we'll see how Fab is waiting for this opportunity. The Roshan is half health, but they don't want to take it either. These Hawks are making it impossible to go into it.
Yeah, you still got a big advantage though. Bot lane shoving in constantly on the side of Geek Fam. It's looking pretty good for them, so they're able to at least get a little bit of space. And now we'll pause, have a nice little bit of cup of tea for the hour mark to celebrate. There's still really no clear end for this game in sight. Honestly, if you asked me to predict a winner, I would be just as good as to flip a coin. It feels like it's really just on edge. Could go either way right now. That Storm buyback, I think, does tip it a little bit in Geek Fam's favor, ever so slightly, but man, it is still very scary for these guys for sure.
Yeah, it is, because right now, I mean, I think it's getting for both teams. A single misstep is waiting to make the game here, because of course Geek Fam has this constant disengage, but can they really win team fights? Whereas Boom ID, the second they put someone in a bad position, Geek Fam will just jump immediately on.
Hear that? Orchid. Picked up.
That's actually reaction.
Yeah. That's a good way to counter your Storm Spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. If you can't stun him, might as well just make him essentially useless or ignore his skill set. As into Tornado goes the Grimstroke, not able to escape. He will definitely take down there to the Frostbite. I don't think there's much you can do about that, so he's going to drop the leash. In goes the Shaker. He's got the Aghanim Scepter. A nice force staff up the hill. Might just save his life here, but he's rooted for so long. Silence can go nowhere. Going to get eaten here by the Naga Illusions. Up and down he goes. Will drop a gem upon returning to the ground, as Grimstroke will buy back. Dead for 2 minutes now. Still does have that buyback. Holding on to it for now, but might be forced to use it, as indeed he will. Into the Roche pit goes Geek Fam, and they're going to finish this off incredibly quickly. No Shrine up to TP2 either. That was taken, what, like 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, exactly. So you can't really do the whole buyback into Roshan. You can't defend this time. This is the force of the Shrine. The side of the mules, but no! They're trying to steal Aegis. It's not good enough.
Nope.
Raven's faster with the clicks.
Yep. I think he lost Aegis. I don't think he got anything there, unfortunately.
Oh, Cuckoo got the second. This Cuckoo guy, man, he's just the quickest with the Aghanim.
Yeah.
He goes for the Aghanim, like click, click, click,
Yoink,
click.
yoink, cheese,
Yeah,
yoink. Who got Refresher?
The Naga got Refresher.
Oh, she.
Or she. Oh no, the Invoker has it now. But
Okay.
the Naga used to have it. I'm not lying to you, buddy.
Got it.
You know what, Ryoya? You could give the axe to Ryoya. No, they give it to Refresher. Okay, that's the best axe.
Yeah.
I know the meme seems stupid here, but getting the extra stun on the ghost ship when it drags you back, wouldn't be that crazy.
That's true, actually. That is effective stun, I would say.
With the fleet as well, that's when it becomes kind of good.
Yep.
It's a bit of a meme though, so I understand that they're giving it to the obviously better Ancient Apparition. This is the one where you actually might consider the Ice Blast kill threshold, just because you got an Ags and it's not that late. I still think the Cold is better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's hard to not get it. Let's see what they decide to go for. Is that a bash I heard? Yep, basher up on the Gyrocopter. He's going to be just a casual basher, it looks like, going to be going into that Bloodthorn now.
The basher is really good on the Gyrocopter with the side jump.
Yep.
Sometimes when you're stunned, you get just a couple extra seconds because of the basher, so you never upgrade to well, you never look a bit later to have the action before. So
absolutely.
Raven goes in, silence.
That's good.
Well, Raven actually getting a fair bit of HP here. They want to take a safety first. They can stop it. Nope, they force them to safety.
The double force staffs, man.
Yeah. I love it because it reminds me always.
Oh, he's gone.
This should be an initiation. Look at this. This is the play of the game.
Yeah. Could have potentially been, but keeping the lanes pushed in bottom and mid, and this top will be equal. Actually, there's no. It's still gonna push. Actually,
Fours, but I don't know why. They could go for mid because they don't want to go for that just yet. They're considering it, but they're taking over the bottom part first, making sure that everything doesn't make sense base. Then they should.
Neither team going for the jump quite yet, as they're edging closer and closer to it now, transitioning from bottom into middle. See what else they can get done. Just Naga, just Raven walking closer and closer. Eyes on the prize. You're deciding when they want to make the jump. As tier 4 sitting pretty low here.
Yeah, but again, it's just not the tier 5. Mega Creeps would help you a bit. I guess Mega Creeps wouldn't do much if you just take that, so you want to do more and take the tier 4 to finish the game, but it's a bit tough.
Yep, well, they go.
The transition to the top lane is a bit difficult. They finally managed Raven here with the age still. He can just keep on pushing. He's been grieved, he's been lotused. Raven's very hard to kill. BKB's still a backpack. He's waiting for that reincarnation.
Tornado? Nope, not to no one.
No, Raven's fine, but he can't hit those racks. Just hit the building. And they go. FBZ with the BKB and falls with the storm. From trying to get the kill.
The Ice Blast!
The Ice Blast is flip. It's not going to be enough. Yes, it is. Rioya's down. And they go for the 3 cores at the same time. The other with the Yosa, they're going to kill him in time. He's very low on HP. They do. They stop the Uber. They've canceled it for you. And the cancellation fees are going to be brutal. As Raven cannot withstand this onslaught. The Aegis will go down first. Honor is trying to come back in, but Naga Siren's kind of fighting alone here. They might have lost both of their ultimates. They don't need them anymore. The damage is sufficient. A fish out of water is a fried fish indeed, as Geek Fam loses the Naga Siren and perhaps even the Ancient Apparition. Perhaps Mdubu trying to just slowly get back home. He is going to make it back. It's fine. They don't want to go further.
Yeah, that Cataclysm was, I was expecting a lot more out of that. He's max level. It just didn't do all that much, even with the refresher. Just didn't feel like that had maybe the impact he was going for in that fight, unfortunately, and they're just able to really divide and conquer. Really great jump from Boom ID. I'm sure that was just like they're all in, like just go, you know, because it's hard to, you can't just draw a fight here. If you draw in a fight, you'll lose your barracks and potentially the game. It's so tricky, but they get everything. They got the cheese, they got Aegis as well.
So even that team fight was the perfect team fight for Boom ID. That initiation by FBC seemed insane, but it was great. It actually completely stabilized it. Look, FBC actually went for the Ags, which is not bad. With the extra wild access damage, you have enough mana now to withstand your Ags, and you're constantly dealing damage. You're actually completely threatening them. You saw them with wild axing, cutting through the enemy team completely. And Boom ID has enough mobility to be able to cut your team fight off. And that's ideal. This time they went for the Underworld. They know that Boom needs to kill him. He will play no rules, and he can stun it and kill him off in time. And this time he couldn't get his Underlord ultimate off.
Well, they're going to start now into the tier 3. In comes the Ice Blast, but not going to cut to anyone there. Big cooldown. Actually, not a big cooldown, but I don't think your racks are going to live that long is the important part. As right in they go. Down go those top barracks. Not only bottom alive, but there is still a tier 2, so they got to get that checked off first. Geek Fam now will be fully respawning with both heroes respawning in sync. That's the tier 2 down now. This game might just get some mega on mega action here. Who knows? I think we might be in another stall until the next Roshan, but all of a sudden, Boom ID find themselves 11K. I want to say for like the really first time in
Ever.
no, the second time actually. They were up a bit before as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, true. But not 11K though. 11K
No.
is the highest they've gone up to. It's the world record in this game.
That's true.
Yes. And Boom ID is, I think, winning right now by a hard yes. Because yes, Geek Fam has the option to act, but when it comes to a 5-on-5 engagement, which Boom ID is able to do, they win.
Who pushes faster though?
You mean like towers or lanes?
Yeah, buildings.
I would say that. I wouldn't want to face a Gyrocopter pushing, honestly. I think the Gyrocopter is probably the
Yeah,
strongest.
that's
pusher
true.
here.
Yeah.
Naga's fine. Like, Naga's a pretty good pusher as well. It's not like, don't underestimate her. I don't know, because the Alacrity makes a bit of a difference, but so does the Beastmaster Aura. It's a bit tough. I think they're kind of even, honestly, in that sense. You're asking for a base race.
Yeah.
Well, let's see that. We might see Geek Fam have to desperately go for that. I think in the base race, though, what Boom ID will go is like, I'm not racing you. I'm just going to beat you to the ground, kid.
I don't know. It's so tricky though because you have the Ancient exposed on the side of Boom ID, and I think 2 untouched tier 4s makes a big difference.
I guess you can go for the Song here as well. If you try to force the base race, force them back if they're trying to attack your towers, and then Song and get out. No problem.
Yeah, I guess you could.
So
That I think that might just invite them to push though. I mean, I think because you can't hit buildings obviously under Song. So you would have to use that to escape, use that in conjunction with the Underlord ulti, and then all of a sudden you're 2 big ults down, and that just is like, hey, come on in, you know, like.
That's true. And
It's-
BKB's countered your Song completely.
Yeah, it's really risky. This, you can tell both these teams, the way they're playing it is just so back and forth. It's now, we will hit the 69th minute.
I can tell they are sweating bullets right now. Like, BK Fam is like, guys, we were really what happened? That's what happened. They managed to get it online. It was a tougher draft to execute here coming to the mid-game. At the mid-game to late-game transition, probably the hardest part because when Gyrocopter is weakest, when he still doesn't have his items, and you rely only on the Storm as your core. But once Gyrocopter came online, it was good. Do they have a sight? Yes, they do, but Shepard didn't see him.
Yep. It's invis as well, Ghost walked.
No, I mean
Oh, Zephyr didn't see him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zephyr
that's a tough kill for him as well. And he's got the Lincolns here as well, so I guess he could pop the Cold Snap, but then he's just able to leave.
I believe my kids, what can I say?
That's fair.
Some parents just choose.
That's fair, you know. Gyrocopter's eaten his Ags, so now he's picked up a full Bloodthorn. Doesn't need the boots. Now I'm going to eat a Moonshard as well. So many things. Sooner or later, you're going to be able to eat your boots as well somehow. What do you think? Edible boots?
Okay, I get how you can put the Aghanim Scepter, because I've seen the people that put flaming sticks in the
That's a good point, yeah.
right? So that's how Aghanim Scepter gets eaten.
Yes.
Moonshard is clearly just a cookie.
This is a big run. This is a big, big run.
The Arcane Rune,
Yeah.
Storm. Yeah, it's good for pushing out the lanes especially. He's going to keep it for now. I don't think you can eat boots, man. Have you seen? Remember when Frank Hansen a shoe if some, I don't remember what the event was.
Like
he never ate it because someone said, dude, you're going to die. Like, it's not a good idea. Don't eat the shoe.
So was that the summit where you got slapped? I don't remember. Something.
I don't remember. I just remember the bet specifically. That's why he's not eating a shoe because of that. Because I don't think you can't eat shoes in Dota. What kind of like lifestyle are you promoting, man?
It's fair.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not go crazy.
Speaking of boots, still brown boots on the Evoker here.
Why do you need more?
That's fair. He's a support. Scythe of Ice onto the Shaker now. Into the Ice Blast he goes. Actually, we'll get the... Oh, he actually is affected by it. So a little catch 2 with that Ice Blast, but Storm holding on to all of his abilities. No boots.
Oh, Fissure.
Ooh, that's a route to try and make sure they can go no further, though, as the Hex will connect onto him. Right into the stun as well. Just trying to pump in as much damage as he can. He's actually gone into the Pit of Malice on accident, but he does have this Arcane Rune, so he's very fast, just jumping in and out. Just dropping plenty of remnants here, but Naga just needs to wait 5 seconds and is able to heal off all the damage.
Yeah, the smoke now by Geek Fam is like a surprise. They're not going to think we're smoking right here, right? This is the classic SCA smoke. I'm going to try to just beat them by a war of attrition, and it might work in your dream. Is that the sound you were making? Is in your dream is about to be skinned like a hog?
No, it's the BKB to pop off, though. Now that he needs to retreat here on the side of Geek Fam as they're trying to close the gap. Fissure. Oh,
nice.
wow!
Oh, wow.
Is that RTZ? Oh, Echo Slime! It's going to be enough to kill Dubu, but only Dubu.
You got stuck with your NA memes and you forgot about the Yasm Echo Slam coming in. The Met style was a beautiful dog.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I want to say there, you know what saved him? I realized Satanic. Saturn's was the reason why they couldn't change that Hex. Actually, this is something that does bother pros a lot. So most people, when they play Dota, obviously look at the little bar, right? And they go, oh, he's been stunned for 3 more seconds.
But pros, no, they feel it. They're playing the game. So when you get started listening to kind of mess with their timing, it really messes with their chain studies, particularly. Don't look at the bar. So there, they didn't really get the range either. Fire system's actually quite major.
Is this our 5th Roche?
I think so.
So
did it just drop a salve? Like that what 5th Roche gives you?
Whoa, boys!
Who needs the Ags?
I mean,
oh, they do.
anybody? Storm already has one. Did he drop 2 eggs?
Give it to Grimstroke. I think they're giving it to Kescute is
No,
running.
Storm bought his eggs. Oh,
yeah, Storm bought his eggs.
This isn't bad actually, because I think you can give it to Naga and be really annoying. Just throw an illusion. Oh, no, you take the Underlord.
Because you get the aura?
Yeah. That negates so much of the damage here from the Naga.
I mean, taking the Naga's not bad.
Taking the Naga is not bad, but this is an old Naga. She doesn't have a Radiance anymore. Sure, you can still be very annoying.
No, but this illusion deals full damage.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
And plus you have... Oh, she actually got no more Diffusal. No, I think you take the Underlord at this point, quite honestly. Yeah. For the aura.
Like, bonus attack damage on a Naga? Are you I mean, to be fair, you actually just ink swell a target and you hope to get 2, right? That's the first target.
No, it's targetable.
That's why. So you ink swell... Sorry, not ink swell. You soul bind 2 targets and then you hope to get 2 illusions. Right?
You know, I never connected the dots as Grimstroke connects 2 lines to 2 heroes that you could actually use his Aghanim Scepter ulti with his regular ulti. So yeah, you just get both of them. Easy. We're both right. High five.
No, I wasn't arguing with it. I was just saying that.
No, I know. I just realized that you can use Dark Portrait
too,
on...
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
That's the point. So it's whatever you get and there's 2 they get stuck. Right?
Aegis on the Gyrocopter now. BKB in the backpack. Up in the air he goes. See what kind of damage they can get done here. Is the Hex. This might be the first life. Yeah, I mean, you can't stop attacking, so Underlord just gets in his face. What? Ice with the Chainmail, Blade Mail rather, and that's going to be the first life popped already here. So we'll see if they want to go in for more. Storm Spirit nowhere nearby either.
This pit of malice, Jesus Christ, what do you do against that? Constantly using it.
That's it. I mean,
just get him in perma-stun. You don't need stun. I mean, honestly, Gyrocopter's not a threat. Like, he's not hard to stun. He wants to use the in his first fight. Now he can use it. It's been free. Wait for 5 minutes. This is the chance they're waiting for. He can't push any longer.
Yeah, I don't think that's the play. Now he's.
You had to. I think you were gonna die otherwise. I think they were playing in perma-stun.
I know, but I mean, he just kind of walked in. You know. I mean, I feel like. I don't know, it's kind of tough, right? I feel like the positioning from Geek obviously they're not showing, they don't want to provide an easy in for them to jump in, so it's not just going to be that easy for these guys. It's Makoto just standing, stalking in the trees, ready to go in, but not going to do so yet.
You know what, I just think that you just saw what happened.
Speaking of jumping in, Hex, onto 1.
Oh,
there we go.
With the ink swell, that's perfect. Get Ancient Apparition unless it's on the side of the it can actually turn this around, couple more use, and Lord's forced to use his ultimate just to get back home. So they didn't follow this up.
No. BKB, oh actually no.
Yeah, they
I think FBZ, oh they could have, yeah.
Oh no, because they're right, no. He had the BKB, he could have just BKB'd right after the torn, like right as the torn was coming out.
75 minutes, 190 gold each, times 4.
And catch the Grimstroke first, unless the Nile commits suicide.
That's a good roar. Onto the back lines goes the Storm. That's going to be a huge vortex out to 3, into the Yakko Slam as well. The creep wave is there. There's going to be no Fissure to follow up, but unnecessary as Makoto able to do the following up himself. Now Beastmaster up onto the high ground he goes. The boat trying to do whatever work they can. The fleet actually doing a bit of damage here to the heroes as they're unable to escape. Earthshaker eating 3 boats in a row, but in they go. Onto the back lines. Geek Fam, Royoya trying to run. There's going to be now the Cataclysm, just 1 popped. Dying now will be the Beastmaster, and Storm Spirit all of a sudden is in very deep. He's gotten kited out a bit too far. Is now dead, but a beautiful jump from them. What killed this Kunkka? What was the killing blow? A Remnant. What a jump.
That Storm jump, like, the beginning was really great. You did force a lot of buyback. You did die in the end, to be honest. That was a bit too much. He got excited. He got overexcited. And this is what happens in these team fights, honestly. It seems stupid, but before, the same thing with the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter, you kill him once with the Aegis.
I think that team fight was so hyped. I what do you call? I almost pulled my oblique. It's an oblique.
It's a muscle.
Yeah, it's your side abs.
I don't have those, like muscles. I mean, but
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, you just looked at me funny.
I saw someone. Anyway, the Geek Fam guys. Before you got the Gyrocopter, right, and you kill him once with the Aegis, then the second time he's like, okay, I'm gonna use BKB immediately because you just saw what happened. Similarly, he with Storm. Storm just gets a good electric vortex. What is that? You're hyped, much like you. He has just probably broken his oblique as well.
He's not too hyped now down bottom lane as he just gets melted. BKB pop, but
that's oh no, Kescute, do not die with this.
That's very well worth us. an ulti there. He does have buyback, and there's 2 heroes nearby as well. Nice Fisher onto 1. They might try and jump in on this. They don't quite have the cast range on the Shaker enchant totem eggs to really catch him though. Oh, another great Manta dodge there, but the rockets are coming in. There's going to be the BKB 2-man pit of malice as they were able to nuke down the Shaker instantly. Now Gyrocopter in a lot of trouble. BKB getting popped on him, cannot life steal up, and he died first life a whole minute now without the BKB, and a little bit of time without the Satanic as well.
They managed to get those important kills down bottom, especially FBC without a buyback. This is the time to push.
And now they're at full strength too.
Oh, they want to force that buyback on the Storm because 18-second buyback. That's more than anything. It's just psychological damage. They're considering going in here, just pushing for as hard as they can, but they also want to commit completely to a potential Echo Slam on this Earthshaker. They go for the top racks, go for the easy objective. There's the cliff forced, and that means that Storm will be back for this engagement. No forced buyback. There goes Kescue. They get a double hex in.
Oh, the slam!
Onto 3. Ice Blast. The kind of this bridge not going to do enough. Nico's already back, and he has left opponents anyway. They're going to stop him completely. The Fissure also stopping their escape. Raven goes down here together with the Underlord. They managed to bring them both. All the cores are gone, except for the Kunkka wasn't even engaging here. Dupo, the Warp Straggler, is going to be the last bit of cannon fodder as Boom ID cleans them up, says these mega creeps are not for you.
Damn, son. They're going to crit the buyback on Raven as well, so I think we're going to have to wait for our 6th or 7th Roche now. There's so much damage getting pumped out by this Gyrocopter with the flat cannon. My goodness, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I think we need another Roche. I think we need more eggs.
I think we need another Roche, yeah. Is that Ag still on the ground, by the way? No.
No, it was the Grimstroke.
Yeah, you're right.
We've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah, I learned something. I learned about a basic Grimstroke interaction that I, for some reason, did not connect the dots on.
Because nobody ever picks up Dark Portrait ever since it was nerfed. It used to be magic immune, remember? That illusion was stupid.
Yeah, it's busted.
The only thing you really need right now is the Ags on the Earthshaker so you can self-hit. So I think that's why he's not the shot. Just so they can get on the Ags.
Only Kunkka with buyback now, so into the base goes Boom, trying to finish this one off. 79 minutes. We're in for a long series thus far, as we're only in game number 1 here of the ESL 1 Hamburg qualifiers. But into the base they go, and look how fast they do this. I think Makoto, his job is to just keep them occupied on the back line. There's going to be one roar down, but now they're going to be jumping in. Beautiful enchant totem onto 2, but the song is there, trying to yell at them, at least get them to wake up. Where is Cuckoo going? Just at least farther back a little bit, back into the fountain he goes. Beautiful force stab, able to save the Naga Siren from potential death. But look, your towers, you won't be able to save them that same fate as the Ancient. Now under attack, no buyback on your Invoker. The Glyph will get dropped, but a beautiful slam and another Vortex onto 2 in the back line. Shiribocel doing so well. However, there's still not enough damage. They're still not focusing the throne. Onto the Kunkka they go. He will die. He's the only one with buyback. Will expend that, but the throne under attack. It will fall. 80 minutes and 10 seconds is what it needs for these two teams to be separated. 6 Roshans, right? 5 Roches.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I lost count at one point. An absurd amount of Roches. And maybe you're right, it was 6. I'm not sure. Way too many Roches for this game to work. Honestly, 80 minutes of this game where Geek Fam was dominating for a good chunk, I say like 40 to 50 minutes of it. And then eventually, Boom ID, they were steadfast, they held strong, and they knew that if they just waited long enough, it was going to happen. That's
Definitely. What's this hero damage on the Storm? 90k hero damage. I mean, when the game goes that long, sure, but my goodness.
Yep.
I really thought they were in for a hard time there. I mean, late game Naga is one of the scariest things you can imagine, but Boom ID will keep it together, and they'll take game number 1.
Yeah, and now at this game, I think we can earn our well-deserved rest as we wait for game number 2 between Boom ID and Geek Fam. These guys have already shown that they are worthy of this game number 2. So, guys, if you want to watch some more good Dota, you should stay tuned as this game number 2 starts very soon. Mine has been D-Swordfish here with Seek and Strike.
Yes, we'll be right back, guys, for game number 2 of the ESL 1 2019 SEA qualifiers. Stick around.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
Life is made up by special moments that touch us. A touch of genius, an inspirational touch, and a touch of magic. Some touches are simply unique. Euronics, a human touch in a digital world.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. Remember where you came from. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Welcome back, everyone. Game number 2 here of the ESL 1 Hamburg 2019 closed qualifiers here in the Southeastern Asian category. Boom ID taking game 1 here, and Seek and Strike as well as DS Wordfish bringing you the action tonight, depending on your time of the world.
Yes, exactly. And joining me will be my beautifully handsome co-caster, Mr. Seek and Strike.
Luna the cat. Oh, yes.
yes. I know she is not our co-caster. She's our cat caster.
Ah, that's right.
It's true. But you know what? Last game we saw Boom ID have a great impact, much like a bomb. They were explosive here. They were a just thunderous roar of power coming into that late game. Some would even call that an onomatopoeia, like a boom.
Yeah.
Perhaps, yes. So, puns aside, this team was fantastic. They waited till the late game till the gyrocopter come online. They played what I was telling you, right? If you play full Protect 1, People think 4 Protect 1 is actually you go for the late game. You go, oh, I have my anti-mage, I have my Spectre, they win my late game. No, that's not how you actually play 4 Protect 1 nowadays. It's actually a mid-late game strat. Because your carry gets online sooner than the other carry, and he's there to crush him for a while. The ideal strat for the late game is when you have 2 cores, the greedy strategy EG often runs, or used to, because new EG. Which is the idea that they had here. You have a Storm Spirit and you have a Naga Siren. They both scale to a late game, they both farm fine, they're both impactful. So here, Geek Fam didn't know what to do because the game lasted too long, and the rat power was nice, but it was not as good as Boom ID's just late game potential. And I think Boom ID's also extra stuns helped them a lot in the late game. The fact that a bit more burst damage as well coming to late, I think they played that wonderfully. I was very happy watching them, and I like how the draft starts as well. ET, as I know, one of your favorite heroes.
He is.
And
Thank
one
you
of
for
the,
yeah.
I know
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
People don't know that I'm holding Seek's hand right now and crying. And Eldertine is also one of the favorite heroes this patch. Brings great laning, great catch, together with Sanking, even more catch. That's what I like to see.
I do want to add one note. Your analysis of the last game, absolutely correct. But it really felt like Geek Fam was like, all right, we're very comfortable. Lanes, we might have stopped, but we're definitely very comfortable with the outcome of this transition into mid game. We got all of their barracks except for one, and then from there it was just like, oh god, they're strong. And then like maybe that lapse of confidence, maybe the Boom was just too much for them, and they were able to take it after another that was only like halfway through the game, right? At that point where we start to feel that sort of diaphragm shift, but. It was a really good game of Dota, honestly, but
it was.
This draft is completely different already, though. I mean, nothing like Game 1, I would say.
No. Geek Fam goes for the Ogre Magi Invoker, Tail of the Void. Pretty good laning stage. I would say Invoker, especially if its support is not the best hero in the laning stage, but Quaz allows you to trade evenly with almost any support at level 3. I don't know, not evenly, unevenly where you win, because you have so much regen. Cold Snap also allows that to happen. Void and Ogre Magi, fantastic laners. There's not so much kill potential. I guess you can threaten someone if they step over the line and you punish them hard with Cold Snap. But most of the time what's going to happen is that Geek Fam will have consistent lanes, look at good farm, and you have Boom ID instead looking for that mid game. They're trying to do okay in the lanes, not be too harassed, which is what Geek Fam was going to do a lot in the lane, and get into a stable mid game where they can force 5-on-5 engagements. You have a really powerful Rubik together with Sanking Eldertine combo that is able to have a ridiculous amount of team fight and good burst magical damage. And ET's aura helps this even further. In fact, Boom ID could even opt, even though this is crazy and you shouldn't do it in this meta, you could even opt for the Rubik mid just because of how strong ET is combined with this hero. The Arcane Supremacy with the Natural Order is a ridiculously strong combination at stopping heroes like Void especially, who has a pretty piss-poor stat game. Centaur now on Geek Fam.
That's your favorite hero.
It's not my favorite hero. I just always mention him.
Your favorite offlane hero.
I would just say he's the most consistent. Like
he's very strong, yeah.
I never see a draft where I go, oh, Centaur's bad here. I always go, I like Centaur. Oh, I still like Centaur, Like, they picked 5 heroes, I'm like, I wish they had Centaur. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think the only downside of Centaur in a draft, and this is a very specific problem with this draft with the Void, not a whole lot of potential for damage into the Chrono. You got a great setup and great, if everyone's clumped up in a nice Chrono, you can blink in for follow-up. But unless there's a really good Chrono with people on the outside, he's kind of just chilling.
Ooh, I like this Alchemist. So, this is actually a good point you would bring up, and I think Boom ID knew about this. They just realized, because they go, okay, wait, offlaner Centaur, carry Void, which means Void needs that damage in the Chrono earlier, or else he's not getting kills. Invoker could provide that damage. You could have a quasi-exhort Invoker going mid. What stops him from doing so? Well, an Alch mid, for example, or an Alch hero in general, stops that from happening. Invoker being too slow to actually catch out the Alch. Easy for Boom ID to play this. You're forced to essentially either play this hero as a support and have a okay early game, but then no damage in the Chrono, or play this hero in the mid lane, but then of course be vulnerable to the potential Alchemist scaling out of control. It's tough for Geek Fam. They finally banned the Bristleback as the carry for Boom ID. Interesting. I can see that. Just play a completely mid game oriented draft.
Yeah, I think they've got pretty good. Like ways to try and take care of this Elk, like you're saying, that early game, mid game aggression is just key against the Elk. I think quite simply, if you're not able to keep up that pressure, you lose. And I think that's why they picked up the Elk, because they know the Void takes a little bit of time. They got pretty decent damage into the Chrono late game, right? Invoker, Ogre, tons of damage, especially the more items Ogre gets and the luckier he gets. But early on, it's like, all right, come at us. What do you got, you know? Let our Alk farm. We'll fight you. Especially with an early fighter like the Lesh. I really like this pick. Lots of early damage. Only gets better later as the Titan. Not only the Natural Order increases the damage for the Pulse Nova, but also the Diabolic's Edict. It's huge. I really like this draft. Lots of damage coming through from Boom ID. Plus, they've got a Rubik on top of that, you know? Steal a few spells here or there. Maybe Stampede. Kind of an easy spell to steal, honestly, out of most of the ultis I can think of off the top of my head. Pretty easy to steal.
Yeah, I would say, probably. Besides the channeled ones, though. Channeled ones are probably the ones that are easy.
That's fair, yeah.
You're right. Stampede is really easy to steal.
Lina.
Okay, so Lina mid. I actually don't know. Is Lina support? Lina mid. Sheffer loves a Lina. No.
It's going to be a Lina mid. It's Ryoya, right?
Ryoya does love the Lina too, so, you know, it's just both guys really like this hero. Okay, I think that's the right answer, actually.
I really like seeing Lina back to mid lane. I think she's a great 4, don't get me wrong, but this hero really shines when you give her farm, right? That's the whole reason you can put her in 4, I think, and give her a bit of farm, because she gets a Yule Scepter, she gets an Axe, you know, an Aether Lens with the cast range talent, and she's great, you know, she's very useful, but you give her position 1 farm, you know.
Well, 2 here.
2, thank you. All of a sudden, you know, even quicker, maybe even Shadowblade, I don't know, usually you see that when there's a good break to be applied here, which I don't really see one, but I think it's still good. Lina with farm is amazing.
I will say that I kind of disagree with you there. I am a big fan of the Lina 4. I guess I'm an old timer, right? It used to be played as 4 exclusively back in the day, and then it was like someone's like, we can actually run her mid. In fact, for a fun fact about the Shadowblade you were talking about, that's actually the Illidan Lina build. He used to play Lina as a carry and used to go Shadowblade. No Yule Scepter, because you were just stun out of invisibility. Yeah, that man was courageous. Anyway, Lina mid, I think, though, in this draft is fantastic. So I do agree with that point there. It's an early activation hero, which means Alk is threatened from point 1, which is exactly what you're pointing out. She bursts down Alk, bursts down Leshrac easily, which are heroes that are kind of vulnerable to that. And you can, in this game, actually go for a Lina that opts completely for mid-game. So, as you mentioned, Aetherlands, Yules, but you can even go for a Veil Discord. You have a lot of damage to amplify with that. Not the most common item on Lina, but you can see it. I like the Basilius now. The Basilius change makes it so that early Basilius is plus 8 damage with a Fire Soul. Pretty strong for Lina mid, especially for last city.
Speaking of all of her damage, more damage, especially early, into Chrono, which is where Void really lacks. A nice Laguna Blade in there, that'll do you right.
Yep, entirely.
So we get underway for game number 2 here. Now remember, this is our first round only of the closed qualifiers, so should Geek Fam fall here as a 2-0, they will still have one more chance.
Thank God, because I would not be able to live without seeing Geek Fam.
No, I agree. This is a really new roster. I think watching their dynamic develop, you know, is really interesting and fascinating. I want to see this team, how they do further on.
I agree, Geek Fam is developing quite a nice roster of talent, but it is true, as you were mentioning in the first game, that these guys are still learning to play together. And while Qualifier is a great time to do that because you have some good practice, people that really want a lot of stuff, you also have the same issue. You have an issue, which is that Qualifiers also, there's a lot of line, and you kind of want to qualify. Even though the prize is absolutely fantastic, it's one of those situations where, unfortunately, you have to lose some games in competitive for a team to work. In this case, Geek Fam, let's just hope they can withstand this initial onslaught and still take maybe the second game, or perhaps revive themselves a bit later in the qualifier. And after the scrims, after analyzing their matches, this is very valuable information. We're seeing the bottom lane, by the way, in early engagement, FBC, Trimocell, and Kezcute.
9 heroes bottom in the general vicinity.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's a fast count. We said no math on stream. What are you
I'm sorry. I thought we said math on stream, dude. I had my equations ready to go, my spreadsheets.
Oh, wow. Okay. Boom ID will have these 2 rooms, and Cuckoo, like, guys, I can just take the top 2.
Don't worry, guys. I got these.
Some things were just not meant to be.
Yeah, some things were just not meant to be. He knew we were talking about Cuckoo getting that gold.
Absolutely. We'll see, though. I'm trying to think of any recent changes. We're still not really on the TI patch itself, but we're still on a very much so a TI-focused meta, I would say. So not huge changes anywhere around. I would say in this game, most significant is going to be the Alchemist Greevil's Greed gold stack difference. Is now a bit reduced a bit. So it takes him. He needs more CS to get to the max. I think 32 gold plus, right?
Yep.
Now it's pretty significant, right?
It's the same amount total, but it's the fact that you scale towards it so much slower means that How many stacks do you actually need is around? So you need what? This actual math. Like around 10 to 11. Like 10 is the almost max, and 11 is when you get the extra 2 gold, right? Like creeps, like in quick succession. Which means that you get like most of the camps have around 3 creeps on average. So we can say that you need what, 4 stacks, like 4 camp stacks, or at least 2 stacks right next to each other. It's not that efficient, and that's only to get the max gold.
Yeah.
Like then you start actually farming properly.
Yep.
It's tough, you know. It's not the same thing. You can't recover that easily. I think a big change as well on the Alchemist is the chemical rage, not giving you mana regen.
Yeah, it did totally slip my mind. Thank you for reminding me there.
It's brutal.
There's definitely, I don't know, it's kind of interesting though, because now that it's the gold stacks are less, right, it's kind of less punishing if you let the stacks slowly fall, right? Because before, now you lose 4 gold per stack, where if you're not able to, have to wait for camps to respawn, might take a bit longer, so you lose 4 golds compared to 3, so it's still, oh wow, Bash's bot lane, nice 2-man burrow strike, maybe save his pal there, but now if you, if you get to max stacks, right, if you let one, I don't know, it's like 10, right? So you need 10 last hits consecutively within 40 seconds to get plus 32. Let's say it's down to 9 as we get first blood, just casually during the cell, able to get that plenty of damage with FBZ.
Yeah, FBZ is, you realize that burrow strike, nice. I like that he didn't waste a lot of mana early on Sandstorm when he's only level 1. He doesn't have much range, and Void can just time walk away. Instead, wait for the burrow strike to have more impact with them. That's good.
Yeah.
You can use the mangoes more efficiently early. I don't even know if he actually brought mangoes in.
I think he got fed one, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to land the hoof stomp here. He's pretty fast for a pony, though. 329 without boots, but not fast enough. Split Earth will come from the grave, but I don't think, Cuckoo is definitely most fine. Basically, my whole point was it's harder to get up to stacks, to the max stack for max rules for the Alk, but that goes both ways. Now it's harder for him to also lose those stacks, or it's not as bad, right? Because now he's still getting a little bit more gold compared to what he normally would. Cuts both ways, basically. There's good game theory on that, I'm sure. Zephyr just getting absolutely punched. Now remember, you can dispel the spirit buff now, and Invoker has one of the few aggressive hero dispels early on in the game with the Tornado, so should expect to see that a little bit long cooldown, but negates a lot of this damage that ET is able to get from a few heroes and a few camps.
It's true. It's fantastic. Usually when I thought of the ET change, I think of enchanters as being, a powerful laner.
Yeah.
Because when will Invoker lane against ET? Well, Invoker support does.
Absolutely.
Tornado. And yeah, as you mentioned, one of the few, actually very useful now in this new pattern.
Yeah.
People are realizing buffs are actually kind of important, and these offensive dispels are rare, but very, very powerful. Because honestly, defensive dispels have become kind of the norm at this point. Like, there's a lot of heroes that actually have that. Back in the day, it was like Legion and Abaddon. You're like, oh, these guys are amazing. But now, tons of heroes can offer them. And the offensive dispels has become the rarity, very, very a rare but valuable commodity.
Yeah, definitely. Especially early on in laning stage, where you can really negate a huge a huge part of their advantage. It's massive,
You did, yeah, exactly. I mean, for ET, you just cross.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the point.
I mean, because it's like, all right, if there, let's say there was no Invoker, it's fine. If this ET's a problem, Lina probably just goes for a Yule Scepter build, and then we have a defensive or an unoffensive purge should we need it. But now it's like, Invoker, just shoot that Tornado. You're gonna do it anyway, so it's even better.
It's true, exactly. And in this case, the ET can still annoy, right? Natural Order is still great for harassment.
Definitely.
And you still have to stop, which actually deals a fair amount of damage. But it's not like you completely cancel it. A lot of people, when they saw this buff, I think this nerf was perfect. It still makes him relevant. He's still a good hero. He just doesn't destroy you in lane so easily.
Definitely. Ooh, nice LSA there on the Mikoto. Falling a bit low. Is this? Well, only 3 stacks of level 1 Fiery Soul, so maxing out the Dragon Slate.
Notice that Mikoto goes for the 3-point Acid Spray. This used to be common before, but I think now with the Kiril's Great change, because it's harder to get to that max stack, it's not so important to get the max bonus gold up, as much as it used to be. So you can actually afford to not max it up top, which is big trouble.
Nice try.
Stop. And with a cold
very good.
They managed to stop both, but in your dream, still fighting here. Is he going for the second rune? Yes,
he's gonna get it. Yeah, Cuckoo can't chase this. He'd die.
Oh, this Disco Goat knew.
I think they got 2 for 2 there, right? No, 3 runes for Boom. That's a very well good finale. Yeah, especially with that Alchemist. That's huge. That was not nerfed, only the stack gold. So speaking of stacks, already starting to work on it.
That's a whole... Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that. So it doesn't actually show you the proper gold then. Here.
No.
Boom.
No.
So what does he get? He gets 2.5, and the difference was 3 runes, so 150, so 300, 450 gold for everyone?
No, only for him.
Oh.
That'd be busted.
Right, yeah.
Might be in some trouble here if Lina decides to just walk up here. Dubu leading the charge. He's fallen pretty low, has the Chemical Rage activated, and at least has finished off the stack, but it's going to be a very nice Laguna Blade opportunity taken for Ryoya. Nicely done there.
So that is Dream Assault now in trouble as he gets hit by that cold snap. Easy to get that kill. Ryoya does get a Dragon Slave off, just barely. Dream Assault now in trouble, using the Salve to heal back up. They got the Stomp off, and that Stomp is enough to zone them out. Well played by Kescu. Dream Assault survives.
Yeah, very well done there. Lina's a bit too far away. I don't think she has boots yet. Yeah, she doesn't have boots, so even with level 3 Fiery Assault, not fast enough to quite catch up there. As the Salve barely not enough damage. Obviously. You may be asking, Sunstrike, where's the Sunstrike? Ah, this is a Quas-Wex Invoker, you fool. Yes. Not you, I'm saying like you, general.
No, I was asking, where's the Sunstrike? I was like literally typing in the chat as you stopped me.
It's true, yeah, he was all chatting to the players.
Jesus Christ. Thank God you stopped me. That was going to be embarrassing. So yeah, you're right, Quas-Wex Invoker. And it's working out nicely. He's getting the initiations that you're requiring of a Quas-Wex Invoker. This support is supposed to just, not so much harassment in lane, he's supposed to just get the kills, threaten constantly with a Cold Snap. And with that earlier engagement, he got Cuckoo enough. And now he's going for more. Tornado's ready, so is the Cold Snap. And again, we're going to start with this. The Stomp ready. Cold Snap just to add a bit of damage. But the stuns are also nice. In your Dream, get the Split Earth off.
Launch charges too.
He actually misses the Split Earth. Even with the Launch Charge, he's going to get away. You're going to the wrong base, buddy. That's not your tower. Oh, never mind. Look at this.
Yep, that damage.
He's so lean. It's just beautiful. He walks into the trees.
Level 3 Edict with boots as well. Hard to catch him as mid lane. Speaking of catching him, Ogre Magi falling quite low. Will not die to the Fade Bolt. Mikoto may just dive this tier 1 tower. He's going to eat 2, 3, 4, make that hits and be discouraged. But
yeah, exactly. He was considering there, should I go inside? There's no Unstable Concoction. You can't really go for early Unstable just to get the stun off on Alk anymore because the lack of mana makes it impossible. He didn't go for Soul Ring either, which is the one thing that enables that potential build. Yeah. He just wants to farm right now.
Speaking of farming, Void farming quite nicely, more or less uncontested here. But now the Sand King is going to be started up. Level 3 Sandstorm. He's pulled the creep wave over. That's going to be a sentry drop immediately by the Ogre, and they might be able to catch him here. Oh, the Crotus for use as well. You still got that Sandstorm though, so sure, you get a bit more damage, a bit of farming. Is he going to be able to escape here? Epicenter going to get channeled here. He's just out of vision. They're going to drop another Sentry Wood, but get a very rude surprise as the Epicenter, not enough, but almost a very good play. But he does at least finish off the creep, which actually is pretty useful because now he's got the Veil. He just barely had enough gold for that.
That's true. Epicenter for creep. That was the play. Yeah. That was what he meant to do the start.
Definitely.
Yeah. That was actually a very impressive. What impressed me was like he knew exactly the sentry range. Right? He was just barely out of range of the
Well, he did see it though because the Ogre he had a sentry down here. He placed one down aggressively, and it got dewarded when he was in the Chrono.
I will say it's very impressive they knew exactly the sentry range of that.
Definitely,
like
definitely.
By memory, that's okay.
No, especially because they've changed so much over the years. You know, for some of these players that have been playing for so long, sentries are so strong right now. I remember when they were like, they last for 2 minutes, and if you don't put it on top of the ward, you're not going to get it. Sorry.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, it was actually really it did give a small amount of vision, though, in that area.
You're right.
Which now doesn't, obviously.
Cuckoo.
Well, when you place it, you do it. It doesn't matter. Cuckoo in trouble here. Power Strike misses, but they got a stop. Cuckoo, yeah.
Nice zoning there. Nowhere he could go.
He's done. But Doom Assault does die in the middle lane. I think, because Lina just kind of went in and caught him quickly. And now they're going for the Alk as well. They can threaten him, but he's dispelled that Cold Snap. Not so strong. Still dispelled. Don't forget that ultimate. But they have a lot of stuns for him. They managed to perma-stun him. The Alk can't heal enough. Mikoto
nice Laguna.
Will go down. That was a necessary Laguna for sure.
Yeah. Both of these Lagunas have been really quality. So Ryoya using this early game advantage definitely to their favor. You know, as they need to be doing.
Yeah, indeed. Like this is what we were talking about in the draft. You need this Lina because she's an early activation hero. She is the one who can create space and also hurt the Alk a lot in the process. Oh, FBZ, this might be. No, maybe this is a good play actually because the kid is in trouble and Sheffer has just been sent to daycare.
Yeah, that's going to reveal that they have a ward. I was looking at the Rubik. As he's going to just get stunned up there, split earth into the Burrow Strike, but who was running away here? Rubik was running away, runs up to the high ground and still gets stunned, so that's going to reveal the presence of a ward, so that's going to get dewarded. It's always something to consider. I always wonder if pros really think like this, where it's like, am I going to get this kill? Should I still do this thing even though it's not going to net me the kill if I reveal vision, right? Because that's a pretty big advantage. It's like, I don't know, I'm not that good at StarCraft, but I imagine if it's like, oh, they didn't build detection, I can just scout them permanently. Like, is it worth harassing, or is it just worth having the intel? Right?
That's true, yeah.
I think if you can get a kill, I think it's worth it. But wards early on, especially a deep ward, can be hard to plant, easy to defend. So just something interesting, especially against an when you have a farming alchemist on the other side, as Dubu will die. Tornado not going to be able to save him.
I want to continue that because I think that it depends a lot on the style of the team, right?
Yeah,
You see some teams like VP, for example, they don't save their ultimates, they just go. Well, I guess VP is just gone now, but they used to play, they used to just, go and use all their abilities as soon as possible. They were one of those teams that just kind of run you down. MVP Phoenix, what they called caveman style Dota, was very similar. And I think it depends on what you want to run, right? I think a lot of Chinese teams will have much more calculated risks, whereas you find SCA teams, particularly, for example, being the ones that go, if you can get a kill, let's go. I don't care what
I agree. No, that's a good point you bring up. I still think at some point you just, everything in Dota, I think someone about Envy, or someone was talking about Envy like this, where I think it was you actually, you were telling me about it's like, he takes big risks, right? But he knows the risk. He calculates the benefits and what he might lose. So we might get a Chronosphere. Indeed, we do. Onto the Rubik, a solo Chrono. Do they have the damage inside the Chronosphere? They absolutely do as well. Laguna Blade unnecessary as Dubu getting the 2x multicast to secure the kill. But it's stuff like this, right, that really can separate a good player because it's small things like do we reveal the fact we have intelligence on a farming alchemist, especially. To me, I would say if you can't secure the kill, I would not do it. But they went for it.
Okay, good kill.
So that's a very interesting topic, as Invised Up is the alchemist.
He is gonna run. Oh no, that's sorry.
There's
the other sentry, but he was ready for that. He actually even got a bit of a goal for that.
And they're gonna get the D ward as well, like I was talking about. It's still you got what, like 5 minutes out of that ward, so it's still pretty effective, honestly. Any intel you have on an alchemist is great intel to have, but
they should realize there's a ward here though, because they caught him with a stun the last shot when he was coming in.
Yeah, definitely.
So there should be a ward up here. Yeah, the ward they're looking for.
They've
just need the spirit.
They've scouted it with the spirit. He just can't reach it. It's in the middle. It's in one of those annoying places. So they need the Alk, who I think does get bonus golds for this.
He does.
Yeah, very nice.
But you want to give the sentries to the Alk, for example, because they give him gold.
Oh, yeah, because they give a 0 bounty, but now they'll get even more interesting. Dubu getting that Stampede buff to get away, as Cuckoo will destroy the tier 1.
And Mikoto here just keeps on farming. He sees the point, but he's like, I want this farm. Instead, I'm going to let my support die for this. Oh no! Support! I'm helping you! Here I go! Okay, Cute's already dead though. It's just one hit, and even the Invoker comes in. Mikoto realizes I should have just been farming the whole time. Why did I help my stupid support? Walk away. Not dead yet, but Sheffer might die here in the backline's FPZ, looking for him, doesn't have any vision.
Yep, there's that ward. They're like, shut up, stop talking about the ward! They finally got it.
Yeah, they're listening. Obviously, all these players have all tuned into their ear, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Let's check net worth here. Oh my goodness, the Alchemist not having as big as an advantage as you might think, as he's sitting a little less than 1k over the Void.
Yeah, and the top lane, but you see in your dream, they're turning Dubu here.
Yep, might be able to catch him.
Yep, they have the stun for the Split Earth. Damage though, from in your dream.
And he's actually stolen the Fire Blast as well. I was wondering where that third stun came from. Yep,
Yes.
Very good steal.
I saw it green, so I was very confused. Like, what is this green, aura around him? He only has 1 point in Arcane Supremacy yet, but he does have the Elder Disco from the Sand King and the Elder Titan natural. Oh, mid lane, Shep.
That was actually a really, yeah, you can tell. See, this is what I'm talking about. These sorts of plays where he goes, all right, he did that. He must have visionary. And he absolutely does, but it's not in the range. Beautiful. That Invoker, he did that to save his own life, but, it's plays like this where I'm talking about. Is that worth it? That now they know for sure there's a ward in your jungle watching the Alk farm. Stuff like this,
That's so true.
Because it's, the old Reddit copy pasta. How do you stop an Alk? You gank his lanes and gank his jungle, right? Ward his jungle, gank his lanes. Yeah. And if you're giving up that intel, I don't know. I just think small things like this is really significant.
I guess it depends if you do an impact.
Yeah. Oh, big impact. There's going to be a 2-man chrono. There we go. Securing the kill on the Rubik as to not let him steal anything. And Laguna Blade for the Lush. Why not? I don't know. I didn't see it. It might have been his cape. His cape does weird things when he's got spells stolen.
All right. Well, the Geek Fam guys do get a good kill there. However, Mikoto was able to farm up his
space
radiance.
created.
Yeah, he's ready.
There's that Radiance.
I will murder you. I will murder you. You either go full French or you go full American. It's either Radiance or a Radiance. But there's no middle ground.
French is so good.
Is that exactly how how Americans sound like? Was I a good impression? Yeah? Great, thank
Can you say dollars for me?
Dollars? Like
no, like an American accent.
Dollars? Dollars? I don't actually never heard American. I only hear that say bucks.
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 It's true.
Like the Milwaukee Bucks.
Or Benjamins.
All them Benjis here.
I don't call him Benji.
Because I've never actually had, you know, that's too much money.
Yeah. Have you ever met a Ben that goes by Benji?
No.
Have you ever met a Rubik that's been more dead than this? Oh my goodness! He actually got the time walk off. They really want this kill though, as they will commit the Stampede, and sure, they'll find it, but my goodness, that was
that transition was smooth as butter, and then you cut through it with a knife from the side.
Yeah.
That was only a Rubik dead, but actually means quite a lot. He's your best lane shover right now, right?
I mean, you got a Lesh. I'd say he's pretty good.
Oh, sorry, yes, Lesh. I forgot his name. But you don't want Lesh nearby. Like, he's the one that can faithful from far and kind of annoy this potential push. In fact, it's actually Alk that's going.
Oh.
Like, well, it's already in the trees. Yeah.
That was really great. He actually started channeling the concoction before he TP'd.
Yeah, because Mikoto. Yeah.
I know, but that's crazy though. That's so cool. Oh, the blinks. Barely just dodging each other out. Somehow his blink not getting cancelled there by the searching radiance of the Radiance.
Interesting that we see the blink now. I was surprised that we still see so early as a blink, especially with the soul ring. I think you just run out of mana because the whole point of the blink is to spam the unstable
there's no soul ring. That's a good point. I mean, that's a little bit farther away. You know, you get one kill with the blink dagger. Boom, there's your.
I guess yeah, but you're right. I usually like seeing with they spam the unstable concoction as much as possible, right? I guess you have to be really careful. He did go for the. Oh, he went for the attack speed though.
Raven almost dying here. Actually got rooted up by the Ancients. But the tornado is there.
So yeah, this does answer my question. Look at the Alk's down for a second. You see that he went for the attack speed, not the cooldown reduction, because you know you don't have the mana to sustain it. So the blink is just to, let's just say, initiate once, not to constantly spam out that unstable.
It's like blink reveal. They go, all right, he's got his Radiance, he's gonna get his whatever, his Maelstrom, his blah blah blah. But no, he comes at you right with the blink right away as you're pushing a tier 2 because you're feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, enables an earlier kill.
Yeah, unfortunately doesn't get it, but I think that's whatever. Allows him to farm faster, doesn't it, in some way?
Yeah, and with this, the Alchemist can now start going for his more important item. I would still like to see them on the style, honestly. You can spell Cold Snap Tabulation. You can evade Light Strike Array, actually.
He's going to go top lane here. Just going to blink. Yep, 1.5 seconds stun here onto the Centaurs, holding onto that stomp. Maybe needs to hold on to it for a bit longer as the Burrow Strike is there. Oh, very nicely done. That Hood of Defiance keeping him alive, though, as the Epicenter pulses are not enough to bring him down.
Did you see Cuckoo was staying into the trees for like a while?
I did.
They went?
I did.
I think he was actually baiting them. Like, literally the most classic form of bait is when you show your bump, right? Because that means that you're unprotected and vulnerable. And then they went on to it.
Unless you're a bristleback. But even then, sometimes that still works.
Yeah, it's true. So like he was showing vulnerability, they went on him, and he just waited their time completely. Like half joke, half not. Like,
no,
waste
for sure.
of time because Hooded Defiance plus the Stampede got him off, and you don't really care if you waste the Stampede there. Honestly, you don't need it too much early right now.
Yeah. Haven't seen Lina in a while, as she's now got level 15 here. What is that? Yep.
Alk in trouble. He doesn't have a kill yet.
Oh yeah. Tornado might be enough. Stolen Tornado, not enough. As there's gonna be. Oh, what's he stolen? He's stolen Chronosphere. If he can drop this on the back line, indeed he does. That green one. That's a very nice ulti indeed. And now Centaur in a lot of trouble. Gonna get nuked down thanks to the Pulse Nova and the Diabolic Eve. It's now Dubu trying to find the stun. Miscommunication there as he goes up in the LSA. No stuns whatsoever now on to the Lesh. As Dubu getting chased down. Zephyr as well. Raven trying to find the jump here, but without the Chronosphere, I'm not sure if they can do too much as the Laguna Blade onto one. It's the Lesh. Stick charges, or one charges rather, keeping him alive just a bit longer. As the Blind Splitter will not catch him, but still they're continuing to fight as Zephyr as well as Raven still want to fight. They're going to find one kill before they can reach the shrine. Underneath the shrine they go. There's going to be the Yule Scepter. Does not allow him to heal under the shrine, importantly enough, though, but I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to chill.
Yeah, they got a couple kills there, especially the out kill early on was what mattered the most.
Definitely.
You did manage, though, to stop the Centaur there and the Ogre Magi, which is not bad, considering your main farmer was gone. Here's the power of the Leshrac, but Void continues to farm. And he went for Midas plus Maelstrom build. The ultimate I want to get back to. Working wonderfully. In fact, now, Cuckoo could be in trouble.
No. Nope. He's fine.
I'll take that.
So, let's see what happens now as Geek Fam. Considering that now they have the lead, they have been able to stop the Alk from farming.
Should get 3 runes here. They should grab this one, but that's going to slow down the Alk's farm even more for sure.
You're waiting right now for the BKB on the Void.
Yep.
Once you have that, that's what you need.
You almost got. Oh, you actually do have a completed eggs. I believe should be on the Lena here. Let me check the courier. Yep, that's going to be all 3 components remaining for that Aghanim Scepter. So she's going to have plenty more damage. It doesn't reduce the cooldown, right? Just makes it pure.
Yes, it just makes it pure.
That's all.
It's very strong though. Very, very strong.
I guess also Pierce BKB, we should mention that. Some Pierce spells don't.
Yes, yes. Good point. Good point.
But just making sure for anyone that's not aware what the Axe does. The Axe is fantastic this game, I would say, because like something that everyone considers is, oh, makes it pure. No more natural damage reduction means more damage. Yes, true, but also no more hood or pipe or whatever.
Yep.
Stopping you, right? Which means that how do you counter this? Linken's or Lotus Orb. That's the only way to counter Laguna's Blade with the Active.
I don't know why I'm so good at finding these really strange edge cases, but could also be very good if ET gets an Ags and he's starting to stomp. Just zap him right out of it.
No, not actually that much of an edge.
No.
Actually,
Oh, here they're going to make the jump here. Right onto the void they go. The stuns are going to be perfect. No saves for him as the damage was enough. The Earth Splitter on top in case it was necessary. Two heroes deciding, maybe we don't want to go in. We'll go ahead and cancel their TPs.
It's massive because Lina alone cannot actually initiate right now because she does not have a BKB. She's going for offensive build. No Aetherlands either, which is the typical build.
Yep.
Yes, you have the cast range, but you do not have the extra cast range of Aetherlands, which allows you to be in safe enough distance that you can't get jumped by two heroes. Which in this case will always be the ET and the Sand King, and then Rubik follow up with the Flame. Which means without the Chrono, without something to stop this front line, you know, which is what the Chrono is, they can just run down the lane. She cannot defend this. They now have free farm. They can't really hunt the Alk right now. Mikoto's just free farming as much as he wants. He has his BKB ready. Sure, Laguna still goes through, but in the case of the Alk, you need all the damage, not just Laguna.
Oh. Synchronized blinks.
Guys meet each other and they blink away at the same time. That's my favorite.
Definitely. Or when my anti-mage buys a blink.
Well, that's just him being Miracle.
It's true. It can be very good, don't get me wrong. But
you're scrubbed for thinking that anti-mage should not go for blink every game.
That's kind of like when Lifestealer buys a BKB and he BKBs and you're like, what am I going to do?
Actually, it's true, yeah.
And you're a support. You're like a support line that's been zapping him all game, and then he just BKBs, and you're like, well, guess I'll die.
In pro games, you see that as well. Like, oh, Life will just get his 10-second BKB, like, probably late as well.
Yeah, that's why it's so good. Yeah, I love pointing that out because it's like 10-second BKB late is like.
I think his total is like 18 seconds with the talent of Magic and Vulnerability. You go, well, that's it. GG. Thank you.
Yep. See you later.
But the BKBs are actually kind of important too. The Void BKB here matters a lot because there's no way of perma-stunning him anymore. You have to start with the most consistent stun, perhaps burst. Right? He's going to BKB before Infinite Concoction hits him. If you stomp the Voids, because Voids want to die. Because you're not ever going to hit them with that. Perhaps the Rubik and Telekinesis is also a good initiation. They have more stuns than last time though. Well, both teams actually. Who might be has really good 0 cast point stuns as well to stop the Voids. I think right now, Boom. That was just for pressure on tower. And hopefully evade. They get pickoffs, that's fine. They don't even care if this one's not falling.
Yep. I don't think they even know, actually. They got completely de-rewarded in the jungle. They took top tower and got no vision whatsoever. So they'll just take a tier 2 tower, and I think Roche is going to fall. If they have scanned it, so now they know for sure, but there's no way they can contest this fast enough, especially with Dubu nearby guarding any entrance, as he's going to find a Titan trying to do exactly that. Chasing him down. Will finally apply the Ignite, as maybe looking for the jump. Onto Royo they go. That Stampede. That's a 4-man Chrono in the backline, though, but it's too late. He's actually got the Earth Splitter up. The Yule Scepter from Lina will be able to dodge out that damage. And now, finally, BKB on Raven, trying to pump in as much damage. They found the kill onto the Rubik, who's bought back, but also dead is Lina. Mikoto making very quick work of her. Raven's 10-second BKB, now expiring, blinking forward is Mikoto. Doesn't have the vision, though. Up into the tornado he goes, so he won't get... Oh, he did get stunned by that a little bit, interestingly enough. As Raven now going back in, as the buyback on Lina will come through. Now Fist is void. Raven doesn't have the time walk, will die. That's just going to be the Aegis, though. Up into the air goes Lesh. Oh, the Laguna Blade just instantly nuking him down. They had detection there, and they find that kill. Now Lesh in a lot of trouble. In your dream, might be just dreaming for about, what, 45 seconds here? 52, as he will die as well. Being the last person to die in this little fight here.
When you're dead, I guess you're all down.
Yep.
Because Geek will be taking this tower. They don't care about backfoot. They should beat the backfoot. Even with Alacrity Voice. Come on, guys. These guys seem to contribute to it.
That was such a good chrono.
It was. It was a very good chrono. I think it was a good game in general. We see the power of Alacrity as well in the Void, I think, in this team fight, because usually Void lacks the damage in the chrono. You don't have much extra damage except for Lina.
And the Maelstrom at least.
Yes, it's true. He does have a bit of damage. Like,
yes.
But the Alacrity, it allows you to have much earlier, you know, Void actually soloing someone in the chrono.
And the 15 talent as well. I'm just increasing your. Yeah.
No, he actually went for a full damage build.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, which is effective this game. It's effective because that means without the damage outside the chrono, you're still fine.
Exactly, and we saw. Oh.
Bye, Mikoto.
That's the Aghanim Scepter, baby.
Jesus Christ, this guy did not last a second.
But oh, is that Axe? Oh, I thought that was Axe. But as I was saying, yeah, Makoto does a great job of jumping on the Lina. Actually, solo kills her more or less. So like that 4-man chrono, as good as it is, you don't have all this AOE damage you really want to be pumping in. And Lina does a good amount of damage as well with her right clicks too. So yeah, she's gone for the Shadow Blade actually. So this is kind of like an older Lina build. Although normally it's, I think, Shadow Blade into Axe, but you know, potatoes.
It's fine. Like. Your point though is the same, is that
yes.
you got the damages for the front. Do not go for any help in terms of defensive department. Who cares? You want the Aghanims first to burst him and now the Shadow Blade to catch him further. I still think you need a BKB on Ryoya though. That would be the last nail in the coffin. No, he's actually going for it. So perfect. Thank you, Ryoya. Appreciate your cooperation here. Cast Q, the target. You get the multicast on the Ignite if you don't get the multicast on the Fire.
It feels bad, man. When you keep bloodlusting yourself 4 times and then you try and bloodlust a teammate and you don't get anything.
What is that? What do you mean?
It feels bad, man.
Like it feels bad? Is that a phrase?
You don't know this.
What do you mean that's
Twitch.
Feels
it's
bad.
A Twitch emote, man. Oh my god, I'm foreheading so hard right now, Chad. He has no idea what this guy's talking about.
Does that mean that you're hitting your forehead right now, or is this like a...
Oh boy.
Is that an American...
What do they teach you in these EU schools, man?
I thought emote was the thing you do in WhatsApp. When you talk to someone, you use those little faces. Are those not emotes?
Okay, Grandma. We're gonna have a talk about this one after the match.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to watch this great thing fight go on. There's a scan going on and they catch 3.
Oh, the chrono!
Nice chrono with BKB as well. They're gonna be able to kill the Flash Wreck in time. And that's it, your dream gone. FPZ falling with a beautiful stop.
Nice.
Catching it like the ring around the rosy. And Boo-Boo. Okay, we're gonna find Cascue. This time the multicast. That's a feels good, man. That work?
Yeah, that's an emote.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, he's doing it. He's hip. Something I really liked about that is, sure, last fight we saw an amazing 4-man chrono, right? This fight it was a measly 1-man chrono, but that's still great because it's on a high priority target and it cuts the team in half, so they can't really even support him whatsoever. So it was a really great chrono. So everyone's always trying to get these 5-man black holes, these 5-man chronos, but like that one was absolutely great. Raven on point with his chrono shears this game.
Yeah, zone out chrono might be a meme, but sometimes it's actually the right play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In this case, also getting the Flash Wreck in, right? Such an important target and your main source of damage early on. Because Alk is much more of a tower pusher now, not the most effective hero in the team fight yet. So you kind of need... I mean, I don't even know if the Alk ever comes online this week. Because the Blazers match was pretty good.
Yeah, he definitely has.
That Lina pick completely canceled. It was a really, really good pick to cancel the Alk. So, it's a good idea. Oh, there's a stun though.
She's almost got BKB as well, as Dubu might be in some trouble here. Yep, Fade Bolts. Enough damage, FBZ, not even bothering to break the invisible. Oh, look at this war of sentries so far. Is one just... Oh, that one just expired, actually.
Because you looked at it, Caster's Curse.
Caster's Curse. I killed the Sentry Ward. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, there is a plethora. It's interesting because Esport keeps changing. It's like, guys, we have less available sentries, and players are like, stay by this ridiculous amount of sentries for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's so strong, right? It's something that your support should always carry. Just drop a sentry when you're pushing, and you've got really great AoE vision, you know? A lot of the problems, like we saw last game, Storm had to carry his own dust. I mean, that's kind of a Storm unique problem, right?
Yes, because he jumps in the back lane.
Exactly, but like, if he's 6-slotted, he can't dust, and then AA is so good against him, because one Glimmer Cape, and he wastes his time and his mana, right?
It's true. That's why sentries are good, because you put them in the back lines, they stay forever, unless they get the order.
Exactly, yeah, so that's why things like these are really important.
And the Sentry Wars are even more important now when the stock is getting more and more limited. And I think it's a trend in the next patches, which is stock gets more limited, sentries become more relevant, and you being able to reward, say, 2 sentries with 1, all of a sudden that's a huge edge.
I really think sentries are a bit too strong right now. I think their AoE needs to get reduced a bit, or their time needs to be reduced a bit. Right now they're the same as Observer Wards. Obviously they just provide true sight. As I think we're going to have a fight break out. Yep, they found one in the back line. It's going to be the Lina. No BKB yet, so but there's going to be the Chronosphere on top. Yeah, but the Radiance damage with the Sandstorm is going to be too much. Raven now pops his own BKB, and your Dream still running up there. Speaking of running, there's going to be the Stampede. Maybe Geek Fam trying to back up now as Raven. His BKB expiring will go in and now pop that Shrine. They do. No. Oh, they've stolen a chrono.
Yeah, the Rubik has a chrono. I mean, he had it before, but yeah, he has it ready for this team fight.
They've also stolen, or I'm sorry, a big pickup for the Evoker. He's got that Spirit Vessel, which cancels the Alk even more. But we're seeing really how easy. And look at this. She's even just buying out. She goes, all right, no, we're not messing around anymore. I want this. I need this BKB, says Lena. She was like, 200 gold, we got it. That won't happen again. As there's our Chronosphere. Very nicely done here. Perfectly placed so they get as much damage as possible here. But look at this Sand King sitting underneath the Sentry Ward. The Permastun on the Centaur. Oh, he pops his BKB here. I think he might be able to escape. Mikoto going in aggressively, though. Oh, and the stomp is just going to be there. Follow-up stuns from Dubu as well. As no, they'll go on to him. The Sacrificial Ogre.
That was good BKB. Just not the residual radiance damage. People usually are like, I'm not going to hit the BKB for radiance, but sometimes this is the right play. Really well played there from the center. Yes, fun, but your life is still there, which is important, right? And Mikoto now with the soft grass, it's a bit harder. He's got the sleep count as well, so of course it's hard to shoot. And their multi is ready to take his tower. That's all they want. Tower and walk away.
They should get it. That's, I mean, the Fate's Edict, or the Edict is going to get it. Mikoto, actually, yeah. I don't know if you saw, but Rubik actually tried to zap and steal that kill on Dubu. Makoto's like, nope, yoink, plus 32 gold reported, thank you.
Exactly. Dreamo Cell, great chrono placement as you were mentioning.
Definitely.
Just on the edge so that the Sand King can actually hurt him with the Sandstorm. You have 2 melee cores with the chrono. It's tough. Like, you're not the team that wants to feel the chrono because you don't have much to follow up except for Lesh.
Because unlike Void, who can bash and has built itemized for this, you're just a Rubik. What are you going to do, zap him and that's it?
No, you go, you hit them, you hit them, you hit them. You actually have to steal time lock. That's the real way.
It's a good one.
Yeah, you get the Ags to steal passives, right? That's how it works, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And then
my favorite thing is when you steal a tiny tree toss, because you just pick up a tree and cleave with your auto attacks.
Oh, as range cleave?
Yeah. Yeah, range cleave. It's very strong.
Well, Rubik is in this game. I think is certainly a really good pickup. There's a lot of great steals, honestly. Even the double edge. On previous Rubik was meh. On this Rubik, kind of strong, honestly. There's a good amount of magical damage. There we go. Now's the easy with the Veil System. Double edge is fantastic for pushing lanes, man. I would say.
I agree.
The strength damage is not that great, but you actually amplify that with your Arcane.
Oh, smoke will break as they're going to jump in on Makoto. There's going to be the Chronosphere as well, trying to prevent any follow-up. Raven, BKB, do they have the damage? No, they absolutely do. Laguna Blade to the face. Naruya getting caught in here. Dubu will fall, actually perishes to the Acid Spray, as In Your Dream will die as well. BKB is popped all around the horn, but ultimately buying back actually is going to be both Makoto and Invoker. So they hear that buyback and they're like, all right, back up. This is good. This is good for us.
Out so early. I will say though that this is one of the weaknesses of Boom ID's lineup. They had kind of a balls to the wall lineup where if you commit into a team fight.
Oh, they're committing indeed, right? LSA onto the Sand King. Now the stomp to try and create a bit of space, but the damage is done, right? Yeah, he died. Yeah. Buybacks everywhere.
Now with the place by Rubik, they might kill Kuku, even though Mikoto doesn't have the chemical rage just yet. Kuku gets away just in time, and Raven now takes his place as the main fighter, but he knows that with the chemical rage, he cannot kill Mikoto. Don't let him go.
They were daring them to chase even more. They had buybacks on their own side ready, stuns awaiting. They knew that BKB was running off cooldown. They knew that chemical rage couldn't have been close to follow, so it was a very good restraint shown there by Boom ID, but that's your 10-second BKB popped on Alk, is it not? And oh, sorry, 8-second and Basher. I'm sorry, buyback Basher.
Yes.
They expanded the Basher.
For 2.3 seconds. No, but you're right. Buyback on is important here on Mikoto. I would say that's the most important thing. The BKB on cooldown is fine. You can but yeah, the buyback is bad. Mikoto wants to play a bit safe for now. The issue is, I was mentioning earlier, Leshrak kind of falling off. Actually, while we watching.
Yeah, they both know that they're in rush here on the side of Geek Fam.
Why does he still have double steals on?
I don't know if actually they have any vision up here. Oh, they did. It was in the camp. I couldn't see it. The tree was blocking it. Yeah, so they've just gotten D-warded now, so now they're not feeling super confident. So they'll go ahead and back up. Nice D-ward there. 35-minute runes are spawning in. Just take a second. You know, Chronosphere off cooldown and a little bit more. So maybe now we fight, but also looking to fight. Looks like is Boom ID.
Just smoke. BKB just came off cooldown for them. They're not even going for the runes, actually. They're just going to go straight for the fight. Hope to get a Straggler.
Cuckoo will show. Straggler, by the way.
Straggler?
Straggler, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, you have. That's okay. I hate to correct you now. I meant to do it.
Please do it. Please do it earlier.
Okay.
Well, I don't speak English.
Dubu trying to TP out. Ooh, he's barely going to be able to. I don't know if they actually... I don't know if Dubu scouted him to smoke, though. I don't know if the night vision on Ogre is that big enough for them to see each other. So now certainly smoke will be broken. It's farming the waves the Elk, but smoke unsuccessful.
Yeah, that's smoke in the favor of Geek Fam, because you just lost one of your most valuable items here right now, and now Geek Fam has their own smoke, which they're gonna actually is not a good smoke. Low to high ground. They catch center first. They know where the center is. They're actually gonna go wrap around. This is special. This could work. Geek Fam, Raven doesn't have any more mobility except for the time walk. The time walk might just be enough. Going for the Rubik first. Red one's converging. That's not sure what's gonna happen. Blue ID seems fine. They do get the kill on FPZ, but that's it for now.
Hit with the Geometry Sight. That should be that revealed. He was not sitting under a sentry. I'm sure he's plenty confused, but now Geek Fam going to take this opportunity. No buyback on the Sand King. I believe he already did, so straight to Roche they go.
It's honestly, well, Jirosol's kind of hanging out. They are considering this. They can't stomp him, but I think you don't want to fight this. Ultimate. Stampede's even used to catch someone.
Yeah, there we go. They're all spread out, though. They're all hiding. In Your Dream able to TP out successfully because Cute maybe trying to get away. Also, look at this. Dreamacell in a very awkward position. He's got himself a Blink Dagger, though, so probably had something to do with it. And finally, almost 2 minutes after runes have spawned, we've gotten our 35-minute runes picked up for Boom. But most importantly, picked up as well will be Aegis on Faceless Void. He's taken the cheese as well, so this is going to be a tough kill for them. I feel like you give cheese to Lina. She's got a bottled regen, so.
You do get the cheese on Lina, though. She does have the cheese.
Wait, does she? What? Oh, strange. I swear I thought Faceless Void had cheese there for a second.
I was wondering, like, you gave the cheese to Lina. Like, yeah, are you just commenting what they did? Because Rioya has the cheese. He's ready. He has a Lincoln's next as well, so he is more than. Or Lincoln. Oh, where did the cheese go now? Center. Okay. We're playing past the hot cheese right now. That's a reference to past the hot potato, not some weird food that we do.
What?
Yes.
What do you? How do you eat chains? What?
Okay, so Geek Fam right now only taking some retaliate stacks in the center, ready to attack this tower, also dealing damage to the retaliate anyway.
If they're waiting for a creep wave, though, they're gonna have to wait a long time. As In Your Dream is making them dream about a creep wave. They'll get one mid, which will break back door. However, you only need creeps to be about here on the map. It's about the rough, very rough thing. Yep, any lane, and then all of your high ground backdoor is cancelled. Speaking of canceling, in they go. The Yule Scepter throwing him up, though. I believe that was an enemy Yule Scepter as well. As the stun is there, LSA for the Sand King. Now Buku running in, holding on to the Chronosphere. Not needed yet. Sand King dead. The team was not confident in following up, so they just kind of leave him to die. Now maybe they go Makoto. Channeling failed.
Can I just quickly explain what happened with the Yule Scepter there?
Yes, you may.
The Sand King was trying to cancel the Lincolns with the Yules, but he actually could
Yep.
And we're just like that's how the Lincolns, and then the Yules triggered afterwards.
Makes sense. I was wondering who had the Yule Scepter.
It was him, yeah, exactly.
I was like, was that Lash? I was like, no way, he was so far away. But the Zephyr, no vision here, provided once that tower falls, so he's able to scout out, be more aggressive. Trying to see if they can find any empty picks, but looks like just a free lane of racks here. Well, not free, but
almost free pretty much.
Uncontested, right? Oh, In Your Dream. That's such a long tornado, man. Oh, but they're going to jump on. Makoto onto the Void. The stomp is there as well. Force-staffing him more forward, but he's got that time walk down. Already level 25 on this Void, man. Jeez.
Force-staff. Invoke. What was the Invoke rifle? By the way. I don't know if on purpose to debate the outcome hitting it. Yeah. I was wondering, like, it seems like the defensive Force-staff. So, well, that's Raven. He's still hitting, though. Hit the one-ups right now. You can give him Alacrity as well. I think it's currently on cooldown. Yes, it is. So they're waiting for the next round of Alacrity, and Raven will continue to do this again, as they're also waiting for the Bloodlust. They can get an interesting quick kill on PT. They also have to set this up. He's gone. They didn't even get time to use any of his spells.
He was out a bit far, wasn't he?
I think Geek Fam, they're clearly taking this game by the horn.
Yep.
Difficult to fight this. Mikoto's starting to central right now. Oh, there's a chrono already. The Raven is afterwards a bit later, but
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm off. Out to not get his chemical rage off. Oh.
Wouldn't have mattered. He was so dead, and now Lash might be joining him. Look at this damage.
They're not.
Geek fam, absolutely just, they're going to go straight for the game here. Lesh will buy back. I don't think it's going to scare them, honestly. You still have Aegis, you still got cheese. There is a cheese. Faceless Void has the cheese now.
This is game.
Yeah, most definitely, I think.
You can't, like, Lesh has to stop somehow.
Yep.
Sanking doesn't have the epicenter. He's charging.
He's going to get perma-stun though. There's Cuckoo as well. Nice burrow strike actually. Epi onto a few. They might be able to get the kill onto Dubu. Oh, wow. Blink Dagger on the Lesh. In your dream, able to dodge him out there, but FBZ slowly dying here. Yep.
That was a good flip of the Lesh at the end that he's flashing.
Yep.
I think we got to the point where we have an Alp. Alp is not the best hero anymore. Because now he can't really go for the corruption build, which means the early to mid game Alp is not so effective. So if you manage to cancel mid game, that's ideal. And you can see this. Lina canceled the Alp quite a lot. If you actually go forward, you can see that the kills, how many heroes got killed by whom. Yeah, there we go. So 4 kills from Ryoya on the Alk. He was essentially the Alk murderer. And that's all you needed. You needed Ryoya to murder the Alk consistently. And with that, Alk can't farm that much. Okay, easy game. That's all you had. Also, the balls to the wall thing I was mentioning earlier. You don't, as Boom ID, want to commit so much to a game, right? You don't want to commit to a team fight most of the time. Because if you do and it goes wrong, which happens often because of Boom ID's, because of Geek's lineup with the Void and the Stampede and whatever, how do you escape? You don't. Lesh doesn't escape. Rubik just stays there and takes the damage as well. Like, you're not a team made for that. So I think Geek Fam just kind of drafted them, honestly.
Yep. Well, 2 hours in this series, and still on to Game 3. 2 hours, not enough to separate these two teams, so stick around, guys. Seek & Strike and D Swordfish here, bringing you the 2019 ESL 1 Hamburg closed qualifiers here. So stick around, guys. We'll be right back for game number 3.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Jeffy, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
Life is made up by special moments that touch us. A touch of genius, an inspirational touch, and a touch of magic. Some touches are simply unique. Euronics, a human touch in a digital world.
Welcome back, everyone. Game number 3 here. We've got two games that could not separate these two. Geek Fam going up against Boom ID. Trying to qualify here for the ESL 1 2019 Hamburg edition. Anyway, Secret Strike here with the Swordfish bringing you the action here.
Yes, so excited to cast this game.
Absolutely.
So excited because this game determines who's going to be the winner of the series, who gets to proceed further in the winners brackets. Is it going to be the newly formed Geek Fam with these superstars, or the old guard of Boom ID, the first to make Indonesian Dota something relevant in the international scene? I'm going to watch very shortly as this draft pats itself forward.
Absolutely, with the Jakiro now being the third pick here from Geek Fam. It's a great push, great damage. Great damage into Chrono. Now you may be saying, well, the Void's not on his team. That's correct, but Jakiro actually, I think, is pretty good against Void now that I start thinking about it, because early on, you toss the Macropire inside that Chronosphere, and Void is not going to want to stand on it. So you can throw it on your core, or whoever's in Chrono, to effectively try and zone out the Faceless Void from going on him. So it's kind of interesting. Plus, even when he's BKB, 25 talent, should he decide to get that talent, would negate also the effect of a Faceless Void BKB. So it's pretty strong laner as well. So I think Jakiro's in a pretty good spot right now, honestly.
I agree. I think the Jakiro's a pretty good hero against the Void, as you mentioned. Any hero with zone out spells is fantastic against Void. He's a hero that offers you a bit of pushing power as well, and he's a hero that offers you a bit of pushing power as well, and he's a hero that offers you, as you mentioned, the nice landing experience. Also in the lane, he has damage over time, which Void hates. He likes burst damage, doesn't like to cure himself from damage over time. That's just not how Time Walk works. Geekfam currently has a pretty solid draft of both counter initiation and initiation, with a Tiny and Invoker both being flex picks that will change around, either being mid or position 4, since they both play both positions, depending on what Boom ID does. So again, I'm looking at a very strong draft from Geek Fam, whereas Boom ID, even though they have a nice Void draft, now with the Magnus even completing this further, it's not like Void Earthshaker is that great. It's not like Void Shadow Demon is that fantastic. You have a bit of damage in the Chrono, you have a lot of team fight together, but where's your combo? Not quite there yet. And Geek Fam, with a simple counter initiation, stops every intent that you might have.
I think this is a 3 Magnus, actually. Or a mid Magnus, because so far we've had Shaker in every game. It's always been run as a 4. Same with the Invoker, actually, which I wanted to point out here. He's also been played as a 4 every single time. If not, yeah, by Geek Fam every single game. So is that for maybe one of his comfort heroes? They feel like the Invoker's not a first phase ban material by any side. But yeah, I think this is going to be a core Magnus.
Yeah, it does seem like it, certainly. With the Magnus in the offlane position, I mean, I guess that over the Earthshaker in the offlane. I don't know, actually. It depends. I guess one of the things is that when you have a Tiny, right, you can always run Earthshaker mid as well, which is always an option. It depends. That's why Geek, I think, is running this flex pick as well. Perhaps Earthshaker goes mid. Perhaps they completely counter my Tiny. Not like it completely counters it, but it's a good hero against him.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how these lanes play out, but we've still got one more pick in the second ban, or the last ban phase is where we really get to see, like, what are they thinking here?
Beastmaster here for Geek Fam. So an offlaner with a bit of single target stuns, very good with Invoker, very good with Tiny. A hero that also enables a potential quasi-sword Invoker. We started in the second game for...
First game.
Was it first game?
Yep,
yeah,
remember he roared out the Underlord?
Yeah, it was FBZ. Yeah, it was FBZ. So it was Boom Idea played it. I think it was not as impactful as the Underlord for most of the game, but in the end he did bring some clutch plays that helped out. And the fact is that Beastmaster is similarly a hero that also scales into the late game, especially that Hawk's talent, often overlooked.
So much
great
vision. So good, yeah.
And when sentries are about everywhere, then that is going to be one of the most important talents to have. Juggernaut banned here by Boom ID, interesting. Just finding all the chrono counters, like Morphling Jug. What is another Void counter that you're kind of concerned about? I think Lifesteal is actually not bad for Geekfam here, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably going to be, definitely almost a Tiny mid or an Invoker mid, so I'm just trying to decide. I think Invoker, core Invoker, like mid Invoker is actually pretty good against a Void, to be honest. So annoying. Between Deafening Blast, between Meatball, I mean, he's good with the Chrono, so he's also good against the Chrono, I think. So that might be interesting, but like I said, it's probably going to be Evoker for OD. Going to be last ban. Yeah.
Interesting. What is the carry option here?
I think, like you said, the Lifestealer is going to be quite good here. The one thing I don't like is that, sure, Magic Immunity, you're not going to get stunned by the Shaker to death, but the pathing really can still ruin your day, which I think makes, Magic Immunity won't help against a broken path, right? You can still fissure to some effectiveness against a raged Lifestealer. Just trap him in.
You could go for a Naga? Naga or Terrible just because it's Raven. Oh, that's the illusion here. I was missing Spectre. That's actually better. You force the Void to go for Silver Edge.
Legion Commander!
Legion Commander. So that's going to be an ES mid, as I was mentioning.
Yep, I think so.
Oh, no. Legion mid.
Oh, yeah. Seems to be the case thus far. FBZ. So it is a core mag as well, yeah. So 3 Magnus.
I like this Legion mid pick a
Void.
lot, actually. Be really good against Tiny. So, again, the flex pick maintains till the end. You could pick Invoker or Tiny, depending on who has the better matchup. How do you beat this? You can't, right? Oh, wait. Here's a trick. Legion beats your Quaswex Invoker because she could dispel the Cold Snap. Easy. Legion beats your Tiny because she's a melee hero. Easy. There we go. That's how you win.
I agree. Yeah, it's a very good pickup. Infinitely scaling core as well.
Yes. It is. We should mention, though, that it is a hero that, like, he's not a typically played mid, right? So you do have that as a weakness, I guess. But I don't think that matters too much. With Magnus giving you Empower as well to farm up, like, you actually farm quite ridiculously well.
I think Legion really suffers from especially a very low mana pool, right? You can only get like 2 or 3 press the attacks on, a few overwhelming odds. No, sorry, I flipped to those. Overwhelming odds is the very expensive mana one, whereas press the attack is still pretty expensive for mana, but more reasonably. So, like, I think the more levels you get, I think it's actually going to be pretty good on her, because now she gets solo XP, so she hits level 3 much, much quicker, right? So you can get a second point into, I don't know what you'd really do on a mid-Legion. Like, that's kind of a weird one, I would agree, but yeah, it's so weird, right? Especially against a Tiny, because, like, you don't really need a Purge against a Tiny, or I'm sorry, a Dispel against a Tiny. Like, that doesn't strike me as a hero that would, like, it's like, what do you level here? What's the Legion's build?
I think you go for the you max Moment of Courage and then Overwhelming Odds. Sorry, you max Overwhelming Odds for lane control and then get 2 points in Moment of Courage and max Moment of Courage next. And just farm as much as you can with the Empower. And you go for an early... Actually, I don't think you should go for Blinked Legion. I think you should go for early Silver Edge just to cancel the Spectre. You can go for Shadowblade Legion because you have it much earlier. The Shadowblade Legion allows you to get much more kills early because you can go as a 4 Protect 1 with a Void. And you finish off by getting the Silver Edge eventually to cancel. And sure, you can blink along the way. Depends on how the game progresses, of course. But yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's. I think this pick is actually quite nice. I like it.
I don't know, this is just such a weird lane matchup. I'm really looking forward to this mid. Both mids this game have been really entertaining, to be quite honest, with the Storm Spirit Kunkka game 1. I'm trying to remember game 2's matchup. It was Lina and someone else that I completely forgot. Lina versus Alchemist. Like, as you would imagine, with this draft style and this play style, they've all been very important. So this one as well, I predict, will be really, really important. Bold prediction as well, saying the mid lane matchup will drive the pace of the game. But
mostly, yeah, you like to think that the one that's jungling is the one that drives the pace of the game. But I guess, yes, if you're going to go with this bold, crazy, new, innovative idea.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. But no, in all honesty, though, the mid lane matchup here, you are right, because these are the space creators here, as opposed to your carries. The only thing is that, so it's very different how both Void and Spectre play. Spectre can farm efficiently and not really care if their team are engaging or not, right? Raven goes, well, if they engage, I guess I use Haunt. If they don't, I don't care, right? That's the point. Whereas Void, he has to predict his mid lane. If he wants to fight with his team, he needs to be there. He needs to be able to use his chrono.
Yeah.
So it's different. Geek Fem can get a lot of easy pickoffs without actually committing too much, whereas Boom IT need to do proper rotations and commit a lot if they want to get killed. I mean, obviously you can just use your Legion with the duel and not bother with the chrono, but then obviously the weakness of the Void shines, which is that he can't really help you. Spectre can.
Absolutely. Hello, Cat. No, it's going to be no early engagements here, as we have just rune split 2 for 2. Nice. Very nicely done. So, been seeing a lot of Beastmaster. I think TI3 Alliance at Midas Mode has been picking it quite a lot, actually, surprisingly, on the Bulldog.
On the Bulldog?
On the Bulldog.
Yeah, okay, wow. Okay. I like that you're giving me the title. I think you always have to
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You have to respect all the TI winners, right?
Yeah, exactly. Especially one that's still playing in his TI team, right? Like, what better? You know, clearly they've taken there for so long.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think here the matchup that I would like to see the most. Oh, actually, top lane.
Yeah, try laning. Some try-on-try action. And,
oh, cold snap plus the dual breath. Sorry.
Kaz cute, get it in a little bit too close. It's Raven securing that kill.
It's a really good early kill for Raven. Usually you don't get many opportunities like this on Spectre. You actually are letting... Well, the Void is actually in a pickle here, because you don't really... Like, the Void versus Spectre is a really good lane matchup, but not if you get this early gold to Spec. Raven can now recover slightly. I think the supports are better, actually, for BCAM in the lane than the supports that Blue White has.
Yeah. Plus on the tri-lane, you get level 3 much slower on the Void, so he's not even level time walking yet. He's probably going to get it. He's probably going to go for 201, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know. Sorry, 102 is better to harass this Spectre more.
Interesting.
Because people do max time lock more often nowadays, and I don't think time walk is... It sounds so similar.
Yeah,
I don't think time walk is that great against...
What's called the bash, the Void bash.
I don't think the jump is that great against the dual breath.
Not to be confused, of course, with Void, the Night Stalker ability.
No, of course. Or Void, what fills my heart.
Yes.
Something.
So, as I was mentioning before, because of this weird pun war,
Fissure, not quite.
But stopping you from last hitting, actually. I don't know if that's what he intended to do to begin with. Because now Mikoto gets some free last hits.
That's a good point, actually. That's something to consider. Yeah, and secures plenty of CS there. Yeah, just get the whole wave, 9 and 4.
And the only strength of as a tiny is that you have really good lasting potential. That's why you go for quelling mode. You already have anything damage to just outlast everyone. And by now you're losing to the last.
Yeah, like a CK. Especially with the crit, yeah, it's ridiculous.
He also does sustain though. Whereas Tiny doesn't. Like, it's really just that. Like, the damage is okay against Legion, but you can't kill it. There's no way.
Fissure trying to catch Zephyr out here. Level 2, so be more than okay. Oh, snap into the MP. Could very well result in a second kill here. Shadow Demon does not have the disruption yet, so all he can do is throw a bit more poison away. So we'll see. Third skill point here on the Void coming soon, TM, but slowly because he's sometimes got 2 supports, actually. The Shaker's been doing a good job of making sure he can get some solo or just dual lane XP.
I think this is overall a win in the lanes for Geek Fam. So for now, Geek Fam, what they're doing in the top lane, which I love, is the fact that they're allowing Raven to get all the kills, which is fantastic. Because he's not really doing that. He's doing okay in last hit, but he's losing a lot of last hits because he's constantly having to attack them. But if he gets the kill, it recovers nicely. Dubu goes for all the damage over time he can muster, just to force his way out, not let him be so impactful. In the bottom lane, Beastmaster should always win this matchup. Cuckoo against just Beastmaster against Boars is better. Because you have the Boars, it's just that simple. And Powers also against Boars. Boars is so much better.
Yep. Boar do not talk or aggro the creep either.
Exactly. It is very, very powerful. And in the mid lane, Mikoto versus Ryoya. This is the one matchup that you might be able to have Boom ID favored. But you're still a Legion commander. Like, Tiny does much more with his experience and with his goal in Legion commander. Legion is fine. It's just you need to have a dominant lane, not this lane, where you're just putting a bit of harassment and Tiny's still getting good farm.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only thing that might come back to bite him in the butt here on the side of Geek Fam is they have been tri-laning with the Jakiro and the Invoker. For the Jakiro, that's not too consequential, but you really do need more levels in the Quas to get Cold Snap to be more effective.
True.
Yeah.
Actually, very good point. The support weakness, whereas Shadow Demon does really well with 1 point. Shadow Poison is so powerful.
Yep.
Actually, you want level 3, but once you get there, you're fine. Whereas Invoker does desperately need the levels.
Yes, because he really does suffer. That's
ES also only requires really Fissure.
Yeah.
He does Fissure, he's good.
Yeah, he's got Fissure and Boots, and he's like, all right, where am I going?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
call the ganks, please. So
obviously, you want more, ideally, right? But
yes. Yeah, you want, Yapsor freaking roaming on your, but like, can't always get that. Sometimes the lineups are not going to be as favored. Sometimes it's like a Lina mid who's never really passed her high ground and doesn't care. Stuff like this. It's always a different game. But
do be careful because there is a banish here. Definitely want to help out. He's actually utilizing this 2 level pretty well.
Yeah.
If Dreamcell could be in trouble with a tornado now. Shepard catching out. Dreamcell about to die. They have a dual breath. They're not going to use it in the high ground. Instead, they go for the target.
The dagger!
It's going to kill the Earthshaker, and the dagger actually slows down the Shadow Demon in the process. Means Keski also goes down here.
Oh my god, the bad.
As the Jakiro goes down in favor, though, for Geek Fam as they get the 2 kills for the 1.
Oh, yeah, solo killed on that. No Aurora even used.
Yeah, wow. That's just the board power. You have to scare away from the board, but the board deal a lot of damage and they slow you down ridiculously.
Great 2 for 1 trade. 3, really? I mean, I guess they lost 1 elsewhere on the map, but still relevant. Just right clicks, man.
Yeah, really. Honestly, I think Geek Fam is starting to take advantage of these lanes finally. Right? They're starting to get the levels that make it more advantageous. I think the experience difference between the carries also matters. Spectral Dagger getting a couple points in it.
RP bottom. Yep, onto 2. He's going to push him into the tower. So he's going to be a bit aggressive here, FBZ. Maybe expecting a TP to come through, but so far, nobody. The tower doing a good amount of damage, but Cuckoo is there, able to salve himself up a bit.
I mean, notice what they just did. Dubu went under, so Dubu was close to the Beast, so Beast could get the aggro off.
Yeah, attacks the tower.
Yeah, very nice, because then that allows, obviously they need Jakiro to survive that. That's one of the advantages also of playing with Jakiro. Very tanky support. Can dive on the tower, be fine. That's a bit of suicidal RP. You had to do it because you were going to die otherwise, but there was not much of another option. You could just skewered yourself away and ignored the enemy team.
I agree. Even if you skewer one of them, it's better than skewering them both. I think if you skewer one of them, maybe you get a kill there.
Yes.
Or at least maybe you force a dive.
Aggro,
yeah, that's not such as advantageous. You get a TP from your Shaker, who is now mid, tossing the Fissure to Aurelia. Maybe that turns out differently, but not the way it went down, unfortunately, for Boom ID.
No, not at all. And Geek Fam now, Boom ID now looking for a kill in the top lane of the rotating 3. However, Geek Fam behind, Dubu still alive. I think he's looking to deny himself in the tower or just, I guess, be relevant for a bit. He has no way of coming back in.
Yep.
He sees this stack. He might stop the stack from happening.
Nice double stack. Beautiful.
He does stop the stack.
Yeah.
That's good. Dubu. Being useful even with low HP.
Yep.
And he finds Dreamcell. You can't kind of fight him. The creeps deal a fair amount of damage, and it's a stack. So, Dubu is going to have to play around the trees.
Yep.
He has the boots. Earthshaker, the triangles are currently disabled.
He doesn't have mana for the Fissure either.
Everyone's going after Dubu right now. You see everyone converging. They're like, kill this Jakiro. Why is this dragon here? They're pinging like crazy. Like this. There's a Dubu here. Someone murdered him. He's going to kill our Earthshaker.
They want the duel.
He's doing it. He's doing it. Oh,
yep.
the duel. Unfortunate. That ended up being bad for him. Ended up being such a good play, but duel was worth it. Duel made it worth it.
Yeah. I was like, why are they, like, what's wrong? It was like that meme with, like, the +1 armor meme where it's like, everyone go on Night Stalker, whoever just got buffed and...
he hits that's my favorite meme in the history of Dota. Like, he's literally unkillable!
He's literally taking no damage.
Yeah, that's the one, yes. With the drow arrows just bouncing off him. Oh my god. Oh, what a great meme.
And they just copy and paste every single hero on it.
To get some +1 armor buff. Yeah.
So good. So good.
Well, Raven. Sorry. Raven in the top.
Bottom lane. They've gone on to Magnus again. Ooh, trying to go for the RP, but Zephyr is there. Nice 2-man Fissure, but no follow-up whatsoever to be had, and Ryoya rotating through. Gonna find himself a nice, easy double kill.
I like what they did here, but there's a rotation still from Boom ID with a duel available on Mikoto. And here's the tough thing about Mikoto. He's like, oh, I'm leeching on farm. Yeah, I'm going to set pretty happy, but look at what level 8
Beastmaster, he's dominating. He's topping the net worth chart if you can stop him for a second. You'll see that he's only a bit behind Spectre. That's because she got a lot of free kills. He's topping the levels. Cuckoo is much more impactful than Legion as well early. Hamburg is better than Duel.
Yep. Oh, and in they go, actually. Shadow Demon in a bit of trouble. There is going to be the moment of courage, but to no avail.
And now the boars. Mikoto, where you going, buddy? We
Raven.
want to stay playing. Raven joins in with a
the
hunt.
fissure. Nicely
nice
done.
fissure, but they're still chasing after Mikoto, reducing his vision because of that
So
desolate.
slow.
Mikoto can't go anywhere. There's the toss with the avalanche, Mikoto. What are you going to do?
So
Press the
tanky.
attack, but disruption. I think he just condemned it instead of for the perfect last bit of damage, which is with that cold snap. Guaranteed. Ryoya gets the kill against Mikoto. That's going to be a killing spree for him.
I don't know. I kind of like the disruption because I did check. You still heal when you're disrupted. So she was still healing through with the moment of courage. So yeah, I mean, tough, but you know, space created for your void at the worst.
I guess it was not a really good option. You're going to die anyway.
No.
Oh, Ryoya wants to go for more though. There's Kazcute, literally disintegrating as Ryoya throws him in the air. Just quick kill. Another support death, which is important, honestly, because these guys are the ones that's supposed to create some space, put some pressure in the lanes. You're letting Raven free farm right now. You're letting the Beastmaster push the lanes. He has an early Vlad, super early Vlads actually. He even skipped boots for this. He didn't go for the typical phase boots you go for a Beastmaster. You just go straight Vlads, and now you can push towers and help your
Yep. Geek fam will secure 4 rooms for themselves, however, so give them a bit of gold. Nice bit of gold advantage. They will lose their tier 1 bottom, so that's the first tower down now.
And like this is important because Geek Fam, we weren't really talking about this earlier, but they do have a team that has really good pushing potential. Alacrity on Invoker, just tiny existing, Jakiro, and Beastmaster. These are all really, really good pushing heroes. So if you give them a bit of an advantage, they can start putting a lot of pressure.
Did I hear
up top? I saw that tent RP.
Yep, I like that. Little kid Invoker.
Mikoto is considering the just wants to run with the kill.
He's also considering an armlet.
I mean, that's a build we've seen. Remember when Nokia was to play carry Legion? You have to play Armlet Legion. Like, he skipped the blink altogether. It's not crazy for a Legion that's going in the mid lane.
I think they scout Ryoya. Yeah, I think they see him, or they know that he's walked in there and hasn't left anyway, so they'll throw out a stun just to be like, hey, we know you're here. You're not fooling anyone.
No, there's no TV from the Legion. There's actually a TV. Comes in here. Duel onto Dubu.
Watch out for the courier.
Somehow. The courier's not going to die, but Dubu won't die in the duel either. No extra damage, which is not what they were looking for. It's only a kill on the Jakiro, really. In your dream does come with a Chrono. What's the follow-up with the Chrono? There's a 2-man Chrono, but the Avalanche stuck in your dream. Poor guy having a seizure. The RP stopped as well, which means that right now, Boomite just wasted a potential initiation, doing absolutely nothing here. Yep. And the Geek Fam walks away unscathed.
Raven TP's back top lane, continues to farm. Now making progress towards the Radiance too.
He has a Midas ready as well, so he's starting quicker, much quicker than a Legion or a Void. Actually, a Void is still a bit away from that Midas.
So it's a scary start here if you're Geek Fams. 5 to 6k net worth lead, 3 consecutive heroes. Number 1 on top for in their favor for Spectre, of course. So it's getting kind of hard here, man.
It is because the plan for Boom ID with the Legion mid is to win your lane and manage to transition to a really strong mid game, where Legion is your space creator and Void just farms using Empower. Not going to happen right now, especially not with the constant harassment from Ryoya, with the constant harassment from the Spectre. We're seeing the difference that was possible, right? Void cannot farm safely and go, I want to engage here. No, that's not Void's strength. Void needs to be able to look for this team fight. He has used the Chrono there. What did he do? Nothing. A Haunt there? You don't waste a Haunt because a Haunt is not your initiation tactic. A Haunt is just there to add a bit of extra damage. It's just there to get the Spectre some farm.
Just free kills. It's like DHL delivery. It's there. It works. It's perfect.
And it's not free, but the cost is really worth the bet.
Yep. Return on investment is insane. As here we go, and perfect opportunity to show the DHL service as Disruption may be able to put a little bit of a halt in their perfect coverage around the globe, but Mikoto, unfortunately, will still fall.
Well, with that, Mikoto is down, and Geek Fam, they're ready to take some towers. Tier 2 will fall in this bottom lane, as they actually go into mid as well. FPZ is being threatened by Sheffer. This kid is just running around the map. Someone getting under a leash.
He's done it all 3 games as well. Oh my god, a child leash. That's hilarious.
Is that a thing?
Oh, it is a thing,
yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's good. Some children have a running phase. Okay, you have to leash them down so they don't run away to traffic.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But on another note, let's not talk too much about child abuse. We have Geek Fam destroying a tower here in the middle lane. And they will rotate down up top. We'll try to take a tier 1 here as well. I think this is the plan now. You let Raven farm, you rotate most of your heroes, and you try to get a kill and push the tower as well.
So Midas completed on Void now, so he'll start to catch up a bit.
Sure, but Spectre had a couple minutes without Midas.
Absolutely. She's probably
close to Radiance. Yeah, 800, no, 1200 gold away from just the Sacred Relic. What do you think she's gonna get it at? 16, 17?
No, I think it's gonna be like a little bit later. I don't know. She's had a fantastic game. 4-0-3, 104 last hits. Can't ask for much better, right? Yeah. But I think it's still gonna be like closer to 17. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm underestimating how fast heroes farm. I don't know, man. I play support. I don't last hit. I just ward.
Yeah, you're like, well, I mean, by this rate of farming, 4 years.
4 years. Yeah.
That's when she gets it.
Well, it depends. If she gets the gold per minute talent.
Ooh, then it's only 3 years.
Absolutely.
Obviously, gold per minute talent is only percentages you're playing support.
Yes.
That's what you want, the gold per minute.
Yep.
So, Geek fam now, with the space they've given, this is the rotation I was talking about where they start to put some pressure in the top lane. You have an economic on level 2, I think, on Beast. They're just waiting for that.
There's a blink on the Tiny. They've scouted it as well.
Ooh.
He had an Invis rune. Maybe thought he could be a bit aggressive, but there was a Sentry and an Obs watching him, so they've scouted the blink reveal.
Right, that's really good, actually. Because now they're looking at them returning like, nope.
Yep. Oh, the smoke breaks immediately, interestingly enough. Hawk is there. I'll go ahead and throw down a Sentry and murder this poor Hawk. But no, I forgot how tanky Hawks are. 300 HP on a ward.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, obviously later on wards are always 2 hits, right?
Yeah.
And whereas Hawks might just be 1. Yeah. That's up to a Hawk versus ward war. Like, it's not. Animals always win. Here the Geek fam guys though just saw smoke, and they know that it's not wasted. They know for a while they might can't really do much, except for maybe potentially threaten like the lane, but they can't really get a quick kill or like a pick off or whatever, which is what they're looking for in Legion.
Well,
Legion doesn't have initiation either.
There's the relic on Raven. Enough money for that.
On the Legion though.
Ah.
So this might be a turning point. I don't know. I still think you need a Shadow Blade or a Blink to make this work. You still need 1 initiation. There's another smoke. No, yeah, they do have it.
I think Shadow Blade would be best here. Just because.
Yeah, I agree.
I think by the time you get it, Radiance is going to be up, whether you like it or not, right? At this point. So the blink won't get cancelled. You can still at least walk away. Plus, it builds towards that Silver Edge, so you already have that going. You much needed this game, obviously. So.
Yes, I agree. That's a very good point. I didn't think about the Radiance point, cancelling your blink dagger, but yes, you need to consider that. So. Well, he's gonna go for blink. Oh, that's how you cancel the blink.
Just not meant to be.
That's a good point. I don't know. I could see it. I just feel like, you know, right now you just don't have the damage. You need a little bit more damage, which is provided by Shadow Blade, whereas the blink does not give you that damage. Now, of course, how are you gonna close the gap? You may ask. I don't know. That's a bit tough, right? So we have a quick pause.
Yeah, blink is more immediate for the initiation, right? It's more sudden, so it's easy to catch someone that's low. Sure, you know. The Shadow Blade can be captured by sentries. I think that just depends on Discord. Alright, yeah. Tell me server name. No, okay. The Shadow Blade is just less reliable. I think it's the better pick here, but it's definitely less reliable. So I'd like to see I don't mind the Blink Dagger here as well, especially because the Shadow Blade gets kind of cancelled by the Chrono if you don't have the best positioning for the Chrono.
Shadow Blade. Oh yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's
it doesn't actually get cancelled. Like you use Chrono. Oh, my invisibility's gone.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like you want to move to the other side of the Chrono sometimes because the Chrono's not great.
Yes. No, that's true. That's a good. Yeah. Plus you have a Shaker as well, so the Fissure could potentially block you out of getting a potential duel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You bring a good point with the movement much needed, as Magnus might be in a bit of trouble. Does not pop that RP, but will still die nonetheless to the Spectral Dagger, chasing him down. As Raven will now come through, has the Relic. Maybe I have enough for the recipe here, and would you look at that, 17 minutes, and we have just about a Radiance here as the Void died. That's a huge death, actually. They're able to just chase him down.
It's time for them to take some towers in the top lane. The tier 1 will be first to fall, and I'll go for the tier 2 next. As he just I don't know what you do against this, honestly.
It's tough.
Geek fam guys seem so chill about it. They're pushing tower, no problem. They got Radiance already completed, as you mentioned, on Raven. You don't have much to do as Boom ID. Your goal is kind of gone, and you don't having enough time to actually use that Empower. Magnus is poor. He is very poor. He is poorer than the kid. The kid beating your net worth, man. They can't even get jobs.
Yeah, that is actually a good point. They really could use this mech in Greece a lot too. Actually,
yeah,
that'd really come in handy. You can purge off.
Cold snap.
Yeah, cold snap, spectral dagger slow.
The boars
dual breath.
Like the boar poison, right?
Yeah.
Dual breath too as well. Liquid fire actually.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think that would really come in handy. And of course the armor for the rest of your team.
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, you got it at what, 18 minutes in? Mech?
Yeah.
It's kind of late on the mech. That's not even yet, right? So you have about 19, 20 minutes in mech. It's kind of late. Your manga's not having the same impact as Beastmaster. Look at him go. Kuko has been the standout performer.
Zephyr, alone and showing middle. He's sitting right underneath the Sentry Ward, but he's got teammates right behind him as well. But they're going to make the jump. There's going to be that Blink Dagger into the duel. Oh, Invoker. He is barely holding on to dear life right now. Echo Slam, not enough to secure the kill. Or, sorry, secure the duel damage. They'll get the kill, but much else here. And in fact, they might be in for some trouble as Mag. Alright, see you later. He did like a 360.
That's why I know.
Did you see that? He was like, oh, turn around this way and run up the hill.
Have you ever watched me dancing? This is how it looks like. Is this the right way? Is this the right way? Just fine. But in all honesty, Geek there is not really concerned.
No, normally I step on the other person's shoes and then I run away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I should take that move. Mind if I steal it?
Yeah, go for it. Good luck.
Right. Go for it, please.
Yes, you will.
Geek Fam here for the smoke. They know that this was a waste of the duel, and they don't have Hunt here. I think this actually was even beneficial to BoomID. You wasted the duel on this, and they don't care. They have Hammer Roar looking for the Void. Unfortunately, Smoke breaks a bit earlier. In the top lane, though, Mikoto is in trouble. He has the duel back again in the RP. Nice on an RP by FVZ, but he knows he can't use this. Hunt's been committed just to go for Mikoto, and Mikoto
is it
trying
enough?
to TP. He's not going to be able to. He has Radiance ready, buddy. You're not going to get away.
That's a good point.
Neither is Kescute. Look at him be burnt down to a crisp. Spectral Dagger. Get the last hit for the Spectre. That's how you play Spectre. Steal all the kills.
Secure all the kills.
Yeah, sorry. They both start with they both SK. Confusing.
Man, Spirit Vessel this early is so good. I mean, it's percentage-based damage, so it's good all the time, but that increase in its base damage is amazing.
Yeah. It's true. People always think about the burn, right? But it's the base damage. Sometimes your R attacks only deal 60 more damage.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. 65. Sorry. So I'm forgetting about that. Now, take the shot with the inner. You don't have a value. Cuckoo went for the full single. I'm hoping he goes for solo.
Yeah. Necro 3 already for the Invis, so I guess that's good that he didn't go Shadow Blade. Probably would have not been too good here with the Necro Archer by the true sight.
That's true. The Purge is also incredibly annoying on a Legion, because you usually walk in with, even with a blink, you go overwhelming odds and you just run at them, right? You lose that. You lose that completely. That's not good.
Oh yeah. Plus you can get Empower as well.
Oh yes, true.
Yeah, that's
and
a huge one.
Even the press the attack in some situations.
Yeah.
Because even if you duel the Beastmaster, he's always free to use the Purge creeps, right? So you can just purge him mid-duel.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow, so that's a lot of uses for the Necronomicon.
Yeah, it is.
And
so
also
Beast
is the best user in gen. I would say. Like, he's the best hero to play Necronomicon.
I think Lycan is. I think he's fantastic.
You're a good point.
But I think Lycan only because he gets the move speed buff, which can cause
the
some
crits.
Ah, good point. Yeah, especially on that warrior that just like trying to chop down a tree, you know. So
I completely agree. You're actually totally right. Lycan is top. Yeah. Beast would be second.
Yes.
And then anyone else is garbage, really. Yes. No other heroes really use this item.
Dazzle. I think Dazzle is pretty good on, because of if you go for a mid Dazzle with the bad Juju. Speaking of bad Juju.
Offlane even as well. Offlane Dazzle also goes for Necro as well. That's on that.
I think they're maybe going to try and kill Dubu. It's always on Dubu. Remember he was playing A. Oh my goodness. It's a bit of miscommunication there. They'll jump in. EMP as well. No chance for the duel to get off. He's going to stick for a bit of overwhelming odds damage, but unfortunately the miscommunication there was really not helping their cause. It's a good fissure. Will buy Mikoto a bit of time, but Raven hot on the chase. Oh, you need to close the gap. Don't let him armlet toggle you. Yeah.
I just know after seeing Dubu in the TI invites, I know he's not good. Like, for sure. Like, two people went on him and they chronoed him, and he got the perfect animation. You couldn't do any better than that as Dubu. Yep. All you had to do was bait, and that worked. So now Geek Fam take a tower in the middle lane. They got a really good team fight. Chronos was wasted. Dubu wasn't wasted, but Legion was wasted. So, and you even have the Manta style after this engagement.
It's always been they always want to try and jump on Dubu, which has kind of been almost their downfall. Game 1, they were able to overcome regardless, right? But this, like, they were still spending a lot of time trying to get that AA, which is, don't get me wrong, very value, right? But the fact that Dubu's able to live this long, kite them out just even a few more seconds, right? Get them in a bad position is just, and you know, he's able to, his team is able to capitalize on that. It's fantastic to watch.
It's true. Actually, one something I see on Dubu is that a lot of support when they're in death zone, right? They just go, well, on respawn,
yeah.
Dubu is like, guys, I have a plan. Let me just keep walking and see what happens. They give him support. He also likes to go for these items that just give him survivability. Not in the case of Jakiro, because he just naturally has it.
Nice tornado here, Zephyr. As there is going to be the computer lagging from the Spectral Haunts onto the Magnet. She goes. No chance for him to get off that RP. Now they're going to turn on to Makoto, who's going to be stunned in the Ice Path. GG.
I don't know if that's on perk.
Called. I think that's in game though. That's there in their allies chat. I don't think that counts, right?
I'm not sure. It used to. But like, the chat was used to.
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it because they're going to buy back now with no Makoto and no Mag RP is available for them as they were able to get a beautiful jump.
Oh, you're right. No, the chat line is quick and well played. Yes.
So they'll get working here. They can't get the Megas. They can get a lot of them. So they're going to go mid melee barracks and probably do the same here bottom, I'd imagine.
You can actually just keep yourself in the tier 2.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Nothing stopping you right now. There we go.
Legion does have buyback, but no chance for her to save the lane of barracks. That's BKB here on the Faceless Void. BKB Maelstrom. Now they're going to go and smoke up. Try and find a kill here.
Oh, this is the BKB Maelstrom was pretty good on Void. What do you follow up in the Chrono with?
This might be pretty good, though. They're all grouping up a bit here. Farming some Ancients. Hitting your Shrine. Zephyr has got really great position here. Oh, here they go! Oh, they're only going to catch one. The blink out from Beastmasters too soon, but they have caught the Spectre duel onto the back lines. They're going to get that Jakiro, take him out of the fight. Now Raven trying to escape the Echo Slam, hold him in place. The Soul Catcher bring it up down pretty low as well, as now Spectre trying to escape. Raven finally will die, but wait, that's just Aegis. She'll be back here. Now Void trying to get whatever he can done. Another roar again onto Makoto. Can do nothing. Almost perma-stunned here, and GG is called. It's going to be Geek fam. Able to move on to the next round here in the upper bracket. Boom Esports Club, or Boom relegated down to the lower bracket here, so they're not out of it yet.
No, but unfortunately this match leaves a lot to be desired. I think they went for an experimental idea here with Legion Commander. It did not work out. It was a good idea, but sometimes when you concentrate too much on your range, you forgot what's important. Here, we saw in this last team fight, even though the Chrono was not ideal and you only got a Spectre, what's the follow-up anyway? The follow-up comes after the Chrono. So Chrono's your setup, and then you go, oh, I'm going to RP them now. Oh, I'm going to Echo Slam. That's fantastic. But within the Chrono, you have nothing. Nothing to be done in that Chrono except for Void's damage and Shadow Poison. That's your degree. Yes, that's how many matches they won. That's your degree of damage. Shadow Poison, level 4. Oh, look at my damage. It's not much. Geekfam just needs to play this well. They committed the lanes perfectly. The play in the tri-lane with the two supports they had was wonderful. Zephyr on the Invoker is a monster, and I loved watching him.
Yeah.
And Cuckoo, man, this guy went to TI. This guy's one of the best offlaners in the world. Don't leave him alone with a Beastmaster, which is one of his better heroes as well. Don't leave him alone to snowball like that. They're gonna beat you down. I think Geek Fam played this wonderfully. Very well deserved victory.
Yep. So Geek Fam will take it 2-1 here. Our next round. No, actually, that's going to be tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes, that's tomorrow. Today we have no more matches.
No more matches for today. We'll be
back. Which means you don't get to hear our succulent voices anymore. And who are these succulent voices from, Seek?
Who are they from?
Yeah, who are they from? Who are we?
I'm Seek and Strike. Joining me is DS Swordfish.
Exactly.
On Twitter at DS Swordfish.
Yes, surprisingly enough. I used my real name for that one.
He did. I'm on Twitter at Seek and Strike Dota. So check us out if you're interested, guys. We'll be back covering NA as well in about 6 hours, won't we?
I'm not sure. No. In 8.
8 hours.
8 hours and 30 minutes.
8 hours and 30 minutes. We'll be back with NA Dota, so make sure you guys check that out. But for now, guys, that's going to be it for us today, as Geek Fam will move on, taking it 2-1 over Boom Esports. A well-deserved series for them.
Yep.
Any other closing thoughts?
No, I think that Geek Fam had a well-deserved victory. I'm just kind of sad that they lost the first one, because I think they should have won that one too.
All right. Well, that'll be it for us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure you follow the channel here to keep up with all of the closed qualifier coverage. I think EU is going to be starting up soon, or maybe China. So check out the other channels here on the squad stream. But for now, guys, that's going to be it for us. Hope to catch you on the next one. Have a great night.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
To be brilliant is to defy convention and challenge expectations. So Intel will bring the processing power for when it's time to go. Brilliant. Frame rates that keep up with your reflexes. Brilliant. Fast clock speeds for when you're on the clock. Brilliant. It's what we do at Intel, powering you to master your potential. Will you rise? Intel. Unleash your brilliance.
Remember where it started. Your first experiences. The journey you traveled. The journey you love. Remember where it started. And imagine where it will go. Rise on.
It's grand final time. Watch it live. The Vodafone 5G ESL Mobile Open. Tune in on the 28th and 29th of September.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. I got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
Life is made up by special moments that touch us. A touch of genius, an inspirational touch, and a touch of magic. Some touches are simply unique. Euronics, a human touch in a digital world.